on the line with you today.
Tune in Mondays at noon for The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, right here on Pirate Radio.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
Hey Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to celebrate graduation with Wings Over by ordering a large tray of wings, tenders, and waffle fries. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
The furniture savings have never been better than right now during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Red, White, and Used sale. Savings as high as 70% off clearance items, closeouts, and discontinued items, plus store-wide discounts on new and in-stock merchandise, plus 12 months special financing. We have the looks, the styles you want in stock. Sleep better and save on a quality mattress with 72 months special financing. This Memorial Day, it's all about the Red, White, and You at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. New Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I don't care about the weather. I can't control the weather. Don't want to talk about the weather.
Sustained effort and violence?
No, please. No. Please, everyone be quiet.
Was that supposed to be funny?
I got a little taco meat on my chest.
Cool, neat story. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Family.
Let's get the pumping.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Clip Rock here inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville,
104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch the show and be a part of the show. Check us out on Facebook Live and on YouTube. And are we currently on those devices? Okay. Got a thumbs up? I guess I'll find it momentarily. Because what I'd like to do today is bring back the Pirate Radio raffle, where we'll all choose a number. And by we, I mean none of us. I mean you listening to the show. Pick a number between 1 and 100. And if you are closest to the pin, you will win our daily giveaway. So we'll do that on our Facebook Live page, which I am still attempting to find and get into. Chandler, how about you try to do that? What are you doing over here? Chandler Honeycutt's here. Hey, Chandler.
What's up, buddy?
Let me guess. You're doing sales work during the show.
I am.
All right. You gotta be able to multitask. CJ says we're up. I just don't know why I can't find it, CJ. So we are up. So here's what you need to do, folks. Put in a number between 1 and 100, and we will do a drawing in hour number 3. If you are closest to that number, you will win today's prize. We're going to do that on Facebook Live on today's show. And we're definitely up, is what you're telling me.
I would never lie to you.
Are you watching it?
I would never lie to you.
Are you watching me right now? Oh, boy.
No, I'm dropping my phone.
Because I'm receiving word from a listener that says we are not up. I myself can't find it. Chandler hasn't attempted to find it because he's ignoring me. And nobody is helping me out!
I'm pulling it up again. Hold on.
Everybody's just looking at me like I'm crazy.
Look, it's right there.
We are up.
All right, YouTube, you are on.
All right.
We are up.
Don't look at me. I would never fib to you. Me and Troy did not have a meeting.
You literally lied on the air to my face the other day.
I would never do such a thing.
You did, though.
Who? When?
Monday, you. Derby.
That didn't happen.
Lies. All lies.
Lies.
All right, I guess we're up. So, leave a number between 1 and 100. We'll do a drawing coming up later on in hour number 3 of today's show.
I like to draw drawings.
We'll do it like Simon used to on Saturday Night Live. Guest coming up on today's show, The Voice, Jeff Charles will join us. We'll talk ECU athletics. We'll talk NBA playoffs. We'll talk Stanley Cup playoffs, some Major League Baseball, a little bit of everything with The Voice coming up at 3:30 today. At 4 o'clock, the voice of the ECU Baseball Pirates, Scooter Rogers. Scott Rogers joins us.
Uh-oh.
You got that taken care of? You did?
You want me to go on your ass right now? Do the lineup. Acting like that's never happened with your damn computer. Let's roll.
It's happened
twice.
Who's
on this show today?
It's happened twice on your computer today. It only happens once on mine because I recognize the mistake, turned the volume off. We're off to a rocky start, is all I'm saying on today's show.
It's a disaster.
Very tumultuous. And we were having a good time before the show started.
We were talking about. We were like, hey man,
Chandler was on one.
I was on one.
And we're a little off right now though, so we need to get back on track.
No cap.
And I feel like we're doing that. And everything's going to be okay. Jeff Charles joins us at around 3:30. At 4 o'clock, we'll talk to Scooter, Scott Rogers. He'll be on our program. And at 4:30, Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector will join us to talk Pirate baseball. He was there last night as East Carolina knocked off Duke. We'll recap that one in a moment as well. Stephen Igoe joins us in the 5 o'clock hour. All that is ahead on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Once again, we're going to do a Pirate Radio raffle, so get your numbers in. We've got some numbers rolling in. Trey has 71. Scott has 23. John has 77. So I will be keeping up with these because nobody else here really helps me out at all. So I will do this on my own.
This is ridiculous.
All right. Also, thanks to John Moody for multiple reasons. I love a live in-arena video of Hurricanes playoff hockey, and John sent one of those today and loved that. He also reminded me that we needed to update our Igoe song. Add a new line to the Igoe intro, which I got to be honest, I've thought about it previous days. I've even thought about the line we were going to use. But when I came into Pirate Radio today, I'd forgotten to do that. Chandler, you said you probably wouldn't remember it either. Yeah. So thank you, John Moody, for that. So we do have an updated line for our Stephen Igoe intro song to the tune of Hi Ho from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
We like to call this one Hi Ho. Oh, actually, Igoe. But anyway, there was actually a P1 listener last night at the baseball game. I guess he's a P1 listener. I met him last night, but he said, remember, we couldn't remember what Troy's...
what he was afraid of.
What he was afraid of. He said, y'all couldn't remember what Troy was afraid of. He said, he's afraid of bridges.
There you go.
He's afraid of falling off.
And not Matt, Mikhail or Miles or Matt.
Mm-hmm. But he said he was...
Actual bridges.
Bridges!
Did you know what I was talking about there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Their last names are Bridges.
You had a glazed look over your face there.
Yeah, I mean, we're just the show is off to a bad start, but I do want to start the show today.
That's a good reset.
I do want to start the show today.
Started 7 minutes ago.
By giving a special shout out.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a big birthday today for people that don't know.
Oh, okay.
And it's a guy that's very near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
It's a guy that I have looked up to and I continue to look up to this day. It's a guy that brings, a lot of us joy.
Sounds like an important person in your life.
Great guy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything that he has done. Happy birthday to Cam Newton, the greatest Panther of all time. He turns 33 today. Happy birthday, Cam Newton.
All right. Is that the most important birthday going on around these parts?
It's the only birthday I know about.
All right. How about Chandler with a little prepared material for today's show? That's what I'm talking about. Well done.
Happy birthday, Cam Newton. Turns 33 years old.
For those that don't know, it is also someone else's birthday who is not important in Chandler's life, who is not near and dear to his heart.
That is not.
Who has not brought him joy.
No, that is not true. I am very thankful for Troy Dreyfus. Happy birthday to the boss man, Troy Dreyfus.
I was waiting to tell him.
I want to shake his hand.
I would like to. Well, he doesn't shake hands. Troy, I would like to give you a handshake for your birthday. I was waiting to tell him in person, but you said he was here earlier. I missed him, and I haven't seen him this afternoon. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to have to do the old text, which is just not as great as the in-person, eye-to-eye, man-to-man.
I was able to go in his office this morning and say, happy birthday, bud.
Bud?
I did give him a bud.
A bud?
I felt like Mike Mullis.
Hey, bud.
And I gave him a fist pump.
There you go. Pump or bump? Because you just said pump.
I say fist bump.
I say bump.
I meant bump. I didn't. I did not mean to say pump.
Let's a little lesson
fist
here
pump
for everybody out there. This is a fist pump, like a Tiger, a Kobe.
Yes.
A Tiger uppercut for you Street Fighter fans.
I love the uppercut. I love the uppercut.
That is a fist pump. This is a fist bump. There you go. Knuckles.
I gave him one of those this morning.
Did y'all explode the fingers?
No, but we need to start doing that. That sounds like...
It's fun, right?
Yeah, it's very fun.
Exploding fingers.
Little jazz hands. Fist pump jazz hands.
Happy birthday, Troy D. Is Cam Newton's birthday as well?
Yeah.
Is Cam Newton employed?
Not currently.
All right. Will he be employed in September?
In September, I don't think he'll be on a football team to start the season.
By which organization? CFL could call.
Huh?
I said by which organization the CFL could call him.
Huh? Can you not hear him through your headphones?
No, I don't know what he's saying.
Chandler!
You know what do you mean you don't know what he's saying?
I don't know. This guy, I mean, look. First of all, I mean, I can't even look at this guy the same anymore.
Guy?
Competition's looking real slim for trivia.
It's hard to look at a guy that just constantly...
Yeah, what did you do for Troy's birthday?
It's two little butt cheeks.
Wear assless chaps to work?
I called him at midnight.
I got that backwards. You got him a pair of assless chaps to make the kissing easier.
You tried.
Sorry, I screwed that up. Shirley liked it anyway. It would have been better if I'd have got it right the first time.
Oh, only because there is another personal joke with assless chaps that's why it has.
Should we talk about that?
No, all fair.
I don't have any personal stories about A-chaps. I've never even
Unfortunately,
seen them.
I do.
I've never seen them live and in the wild, I don't believe.
Unfortunately, I have.
Chandler, yourself?
No.
All right.
And trust me when I say it was not by choice.
Yeah, it was forced on you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's terrible.
Great segue into Pirate baseball.
What?
As they forced themselves to a victory last night, 5-4 over Duke. The dominance over the Duke Blue Devils continues. Stephen Igoe had a tweet. I knew and have talked about the Pirates seem to always have Duke's number when they meet in the regular season. It is the 7th consecutive victory over the Blue Devils. How about, did you see the stat?
Mm-mm.
The last 23 meetings
Stats to consider
between these teams, what is the record, Chandler? Last 23.
Last 23.
Important number.
I'm going to say ECU 15 to Duke 7.
I'm going to say ECU 18.
That's not even 23.
15-7?
Yeah.
That's 22.
Yeah, 15 to 8.
What did you say? 18 wins for the
18
Pirates?
yeah.
So 18-5?
Correct.
Shirley, you got a guess? How many times has ECU beaten Duke the last 23 meetings?
I would say 20-3.
Shirley is the closest. How about we go 22-1?
Wow.
Ooh.
Gee.
22-1.
Holy cow.
I like
you
those
talk
odds.
about dominance. You talk about dominance.
Uno.
That was pretty good.
Complete dominance.
Uno.
20.
The Dodgers. You look up dominance in the dictionary?
I did earlier today. Yes.
And there is the picture of that stat to consider.
Yeah. Pirates all over the Devils in the series. And usually they have been runaway games, too. A lot of errors by Duke. This time it was tight, and some of that was due to Pirate errors. Pirates had 3 errors last night, but they win it 5-4. Hop on the Tilt-A-Whirl, folks. Bryson Whirl with a dinger, and this one, this was not a no doubt Bryson Whirl majestic shot. This was a
line
drive to shortstop that just kept going straight and out of the park. It was a absolute frozen rope that got out of here in a hurry. A lot of times you'll see fans try to catch home run balls. Last night, the fans were trying to get out of the way of that ball.
Yeah, that was coming in hot to the jungle, and Bryson Whirl is just on an absolute tear. He's drawing near to that goal of 15 home runs. The first time we met with him on a Monday in the Players Lounge, he did say that 15 was the goal, and he's getting close to that now. And Bryson Whirl, I guess he's the guy we talked about, maybe a guy like Josh Moreland getting hot at the plate and helping this lineup get hot at the plate as well. It's really Bryson Whirl, but now Josh Moreland, a guy last night with 2 doubles.
Yeah.
So Pirates are doing a great job at the plate right now, and it's great to see because just the whole lineup is full of guys that can hit the baseball pretty good.
Bryson Whirl right now, your team leader in home runs. He is third on the team, make it third, with 33 RBIs behind Jacob Jenkins-Cowart and Amac. But yeah, 10 dingers. You've got 7 regular season games left. You've got 3 or 4 in the
conference tournament.
Clearwater conference tournament. You've got a regional, and who knows? So he has plenty of time to hit that goal of 15 and hit a laser last night in East Carolina's victory over Duke.
Yep, and it was great to get a win last night. It got scary there at the end with guys in scoring position. It was 5-3. They made it 5-4. And Pirates had to get that last out with the guy on second. So very scary situation there because it was a game that it was tied like 2 or 3 times in that game. Looking at the pitching yesterday, you had Beaker who I think went 3 innings yesterday. not a bad outing for him. A guy that I feel like, was that the first start of the season for Beaker?
I believe second. I believe he's made another midweek start this year.
And Trey Savage, who has been pretty good for the Pirates this year, he comes in and has a off night. He did have a errant throw at home that brought in the tying run, made the game 1-1. But then here comes Garrett Saylor, who's been the lifeline for this pitching staff. Started the year as a starter, but has moved back into a more comfortable situation coming out of the bullpen for ECU, and a great outing for him. You saw Ben Terwilliger last night as well, and then to close it out, Carter Spivey, who's just been lights out on the mound for the Pirates.
Save number 4 on the year for Carter Spivey, which has to be a team high. I'll look at the stats this year. I know Agnos has one, Giles has at least one. And some others. Let's see, pitching saves on the year. You've got 4 for Spivey, 3 for Garrett Saylor, 2 for Skylar Brooks, who is no longer with the program, right? He's in the transfer portal. 2 for Trey Savage, and then 1 for Giles, 1 for Agnos, 1 for weekend starter CJ Mayhew, 1 for Dylan Danny Beal. How about you go back to the opening weekend? We get the Carson Wisenhunt news. He's not going to pitch for East Carolina. So you go Garrett Saylor Friday, Cooch Maynor Saturday, Jake Hunter Sunday. And now none of those guys. You see Jake Hunter every now and then start, and hopefully we'll get Cooch back soon. But none of those guys starting. And that is what East Carolina's had to piece together this year. And I wrote them off as an at-large, and I did that way too early because this team is now 31-18, 14-4 in conference play. You still have 6 conference games left, 7 total, and you can get that win number. Let's say they go 5-2, and I think that's pretty conservative for the remainder of the games. That's 36 wins. If they want to win a conference championship, they'll win 4. I mean, they could still get to 40 before regional play begins.
Which would be just absolutely mind-boggling the way the season started for ECU.
My mind is boggled.
Mentioning to kick off the season, the week of the first series of the season, Carson Wisenhunt out for at the time we didn't know if he was going to be able to come back or not, but we eventually found out that he was not going to be back the rest of the year, and then getting swept by Bryant to start the year off. And at that moment, if you were to say, hey, the Pirates have a chance to be in at-large and finish with potentially 40 wins on the season, I would have thought you were crazy.
Well,
I would have thought you were insane.
Not only am I crazy, but I'm also insane. And right now, I'm saying that East Carolina is in a great spot. That RPI in the 30s, low to mid 30s, which has improved 30 spots in the last few weeks. So incredible job by those guys. Be back in action this weekend against USF. AAC softball tournament, by the way, going on coming up on Thursday. So Shirley Rhodes will be doing PA for the East Carolina game. Is that 5 or 5:30, Shirley?
It's scheduled for 5, although that may change.
Game before it? Or
what?
Okay, is there a game? Why would it change?
There's because there's predicted bad weather possibly moving into the area.
Keep an eye on that.
Just keep an eye on that, but it is scheduled to start at 5 o'clock.
Free event if you want to go see the AAC softball tournament going on in Greenville, North Carolina. Real quick, Hurricanes do what they do, and that is play great hockey at home. Now, will that translate to Game 6 in Boston? That remains to be seen coming up on Thursday night. But last night, another Canes victory. Got out to a lead early, didn't look back, 5-1 the score. So they take a 3-2 series lead over the Boston Bruins. Once again, Game 6 coming up on Thursday. NBA playoffs last night, couple of blowouts, and the Suns, I was watching other stuff, following other stuff. Suns were down after the first quarter of the Mavericks. Like, okay, pretty good game here. And then they went on a Suns-like run, ended up winning about 30 points, 110-80. The Heat blew out the 76ers 120-85. So 3-2 leads for those teams that were at home last night. Can they go on the road? So every home team has won in these two series, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Saw the Celtics get a big road win a couple of nights ago. I tried to do a spite bet. I was mad at CJ, so I bet on his team thinking they would lose, and didn't work for me because the Celtics kind of out of nowhere. Now, they kept it close, but went on a late 10-12-0 run in the fourth quarter, jumped out to an 8 to 10 point lead, and were able to close out the Bucks the other night in Milwaukee. Now it goes back to Boston, and they can take a 3-2 series lead tonight. How you feeling?
Excited. One of the biggest takeaways I had, especially from the fourth quarter of the game 4, was with Jason Tatum and Al Horford shooting so well, it kind of pulled Giannis and Brook Lopez out to the perimeter. You can't just let them shoot out there with how well they're shooting, so you got to guard them. That opened the lane for Marcus Smart, who had more dribble drive penetration than he'd had probably in the first 3 games combined. Found holes in the defense, finished a lot at the basket.
He was awesome.
Yeah, and I think part of the defensive issues that came at the end of Game 4 is the no Chris Middleton thing is starting to take its toll on Giannis, I believe. So the first half tonight will be interesting to see how Giannis comes out, because I think, in my opinion, he's the best player in the world, but I think he's gassed, and there's nothing he can do about it with your second best shooter being out, your second best player in general, being out.
Celtics a favorite tonight at home. Warriors are a road favorite against the Memphis Grizzlies, trying to close out that series. Celtics are, in my opinion, tough not to like. How do you feel as a unbiased observer? Marcus Smart, I've never been really a Al Horford fan, and watching him the other night kind of got me out of my seat when he had the dunk and the elbow, and that. Jason Tatum, they play defense, they play hard. Tough not to like, in my opinion, Chandler.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with the Celtics. I really like Marcus Smart, especially how greedy he is on the defensive side of the ball, and then also Al Horford. I remember him as a Hawk, playing the Hornets a lot. With them being in our division, so I wasn't a big fan of him when he was playing with the Hawks. That was really in the time that he was, really good. But now he's kind of resurging here in the playoffs. So, I'm not going to hate on the Celtics.
And I think it's important to kind of bring it back to how we got Al Horford back. At one point we traded him over to OKC. We ended up trading back for him by trading away Kemba Walker and that $30 million contract. And you can't script it any better than this. Al Horford has been huge for us.
Also, wasn't Al Horford looked at as a bum during his time in Philly?
Yeah.
I thought he was not out of the league, but basically out of the rotate. He was a non-factor for me.
And it was the same thing in OKC. He seriously did not play. Every single game he was a healthy scratch. And I don't know if that was just because OKC was trying to get reps to the young guys, or if they seriously didn't feel like Al Horford was good enough to play. Yeah, but he's back on the Celtics and making a huge contribution.
All right, head over to Facebook Live. Put a number in between 1 and 100. We're doing a raffle today, so you can chime in with your number on Facebook Live. If you're closest to the pin, you will win. We got a few numbers
on YouTube.
Well, we'll put Robert's in there.
We got Robert and Susan Deans.
Susan's already in.
Okay.
With 60. Robert goes to 47.
Robert's usually on Facebook.
So all you got to do is put in your number. We'll do a drawing coming up in hour number 3. Quick scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck. Aroldis Chapman trying to close out the ninth for the Yankees. He is struggling to do so. Has already allowed 1 run. It is 5-3 Toronto, and Bo Bichette is the tying run at the plate. Already has 3 hits on the day for Toronto. So little anxiety right now for Yankees fans as they try to close this one out. 5-3, 1 out in the 9th inning. The Pirates are hanging with the Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Wow.
3-3. How about that? Reds are trying to win another game. They lead the Brewers 8-5 in the 8th inning. Those are the games going on right now in Major League Baseball. Take on the Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by The Buck.
The Buck.
Take a time out, come back. The voice, Jeff Charles, joins us. When we return, we'll look around at what's going on in the world of sports. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, Classic Cola, Cherry Cola, Citrus Soda, and Orange Soda. You hear that? It's seltzer with a pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Pick up some new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda at your favorite retailer today. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989, and the official beer of the ECU Pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
We have some exciting news at Angel Oak Home Loans. This is Talbot Green, and I would like to introduce you to the newest member of our team, Braxton Green. I've known Braxton his entire life because he's my nephew. He is also a recent ECU graduate and has lived in Eastern North Carolina his entire life.
This is Braxton Green, and I'm looking forward to working with you with your next home loan or refinance. Give us a call at Angel Oak Home Loans today at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelves and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Millions of illegals crossing our border every year. It's a full-blown crisis. The very first thing they've done in America is defy our rules. They're lawbreakers. And just like Joe Biden, politicians like Sandy Smith would reward their lawbreaking with amnesty. Probably because Sandy Smith repeatedly breaks our rules herself. Smith won't follow ethics rules by disclosing her financial investments and conflicts of interest. Sure makes you think Sandy Smith's hiding something. And Sandy Smith went bankrupt, owing her creditors thousands without paying. Then failed to pay her taxes on time. Bankruptcy, back taxes, and amnesty. That's shady, but that's Sandy Smith. Want to stop lawbreakers? Then stop Sandy Smith. Congressional Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.congressionalleadershipfund.org.
This is Tim Doust, ECU Football Special Teams Coordinator, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock on Wednesday nights. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's Day. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Other bars have sports trivia and don't give away real prizes. Other guys ask sports trivia questions and don't know the answers. Brought to you by AJ McMurphy Sports Trivia. Wednesday nights.
Let me approve this message.
8 o'clock.
AJ McMurphy.
That's what you were doing in there.
Yeah. It's going to get us killed throwing up gang signs.
They're throwing gang signs in there.
Yeah, let's not do that, Chandler.
AJ McMurphy.
Pirates lead the Dodgers 4-3 in the 7th on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck.
I had some Harold Varner news, too. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up real quick.
Harold has been off for a while.
Yes, he has.
After competing in a lot of tournaments back to back. But
go ahead.
He will be in action coming up next week in the PGA Championship, and I'm pumped to see him play again.
Yeah, he is going to be joining the 2022 Travelers Championship field. So, and that is scheduled to... Wait a minute. Where are the dates here? Oh, crap.
Shirley Rhodes, best in the biz.
Let's go down to Shirley. Shirley, what you got?
Yeah, Shirley. Hold
Shirley,
on.
what you got?
Where are the dang dates?
I'm going to wait.
Good God!
I'm going to wait.
Here it is. It's at the
June
end
20th
of the...
to 26th.
Thank you.
Thank you, CJ. CJ, great job.
How the hell did you know that? Did you just look at my phone, or did you just...
No, I looked it up myself. I'm just a faster typer than you, I guess.
No, it's called... This stupid article had like 17 million pop-ups I was trying to navigate through, and you know how they have that little thing that says read more, and you click on that?
So anyway,
at the very end of the article...
Shirley.
Y'all kiss my tail.
I looked over your shoulder.
Y'all kiss my tail.
Do you need some asshole chaps?
I forgot to tell you about that.
Oh, I tell you what. Kiss and tell, he's the best in the business right beside you.
Yeah.
Me?
You got the number
When
one.
did I do that?
Kisser.
When did I do that?
Really?
You're also a complete moron.
Yeah.
You won't be saying that when you announce and your sports trivia winners tonight, the Coneheads.
All right, he's calling a shot. We shall see.
Oh.
Come on out, 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have a good time at Sports Trivia at AJ's. We'll have your Celtics game on. Braves, Red Sox on the TV, and whatever else y'all want to watch. Playoff hockey, whatever. You can request it. What are you looking at? What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to think of what else is on. We'll put some Nationals baseball on the telly.
Maybe.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
What time do you normally start?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So, Orioles baseball will be...
Basing ball.
Ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to buy a vowel.
Those were the nice win last night.
7:45 is first pitch tonight.
Got a great pitching performance last night.
Had a no-no.
By Kyle Bradish for the Orioles. 7 innings, 4 hits.
There was a no-no in baseball yesterday.
It was. And
pitcher for the Reds, right?
Yep.
Nope. Angels.
Angels.
I tell you what, this crew I've assembled here is awesome. They got all the dates, all the stats, all the facts, and will never steer you wrong.
Do you know how many baseball articles I read in a day?
At least
2. I was going to say.
Bite me.
I will mention more about that no-hitter when we talk to Jeff Charles right now on the Pirate Radio Live line, because that gentleman has a familiar name to some Pirate fans. We'll talk about that and more right now with the voice.
Hold on 1 second. Jeff is not quite ready.
Okay. Well, I tell you, this show.
I'm so sorry.
Jeff!
Give me. Okay, Jeff's ready.
I got the thumbs up.
Do we have Jeff?
You have Jeff.
And we're going to talk to Jeff
Sorry.
right now. The voice, how you doing on this Wednesday?
I'm doing great, Clip. I hope you are. I'm a little bit sad that Bob Lanier passed away, that you probably told your listeners about today. One of the all-time great big men in the National Basketball Association, played for 14 years with the Detroit Pistons, and then finished up his career with the Milwaukee Bucks. And Clip, he averaged a double-double for his career, 20 points and 10 rebounds. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And when I read the news this morning, I thought back in the early 80s when he was playing with the Milwaukee Bucks, and I was in Atlanta at WSB, covering a game and going out from the Omni to the parking lot where the media parked and also where the team buses would pull up. And I remember Bob Lanier walking out to the team bus with a beer can, and you couldn't miss that guy because he was so big and so huge. But as serious as he was on the court, he was really a gentleman off the court, and he worked with the NBA for 30 years, doing a lot of great work with youngsters really all over the globe. And so it's a sad day. Bob Lanier, he's no doubt about it, one of the all-time great legends in the NBA, and we lost him today at the age of 73.
Yeah, I saw that sad news, Jeff, and get to thinking about big men. There's a conversation going on amongst NBA fans now about, what would Shaquille O'Neal do against Rudy Gobert? I think Shaq would dominate as he did pretty much everyone in his era, but it is kind of the thing of the past when you think about big men. How about, and this guy is not your traditional size center, but Al Horford, his whole career has been looked at as a more of a traditional guy on the block inside. How about his explosion the other night, Jeff? That, if you'd asked me a couple years ago, was Al Horford still in the league, I probably would have said no. I remember him from his Florida days and had some good days with the Hawks in the NBA, but he was the difference maker, and the Celtics win the overnight, and now he, just like all these other guys, can step out, shoot it from behind the three-point line. But, man, how about a resurgence to that big man's career the other night?
Yeah, no doubt about it, Clip. But chalk one up for the old guys, and I remember his dad, Tito Horford, who played in the NBA and had an outstanding career as well. So, yeah, they needed a big game from him, and they got it, and that's been a fun series to watch. That Milwaukee-Boston series has been a lot of fun. It's been a little bit chippy, as you know, Clip. So, that thing is still going on, and a lot of good basketball yet to come.
Coming up tonight, Game 5 of that series in Boston. That should be a fun atmosphere. And then Memphis, the fans will try to do whatever they can to keep the Grizzlies season going. But without Ja Morant, who suffered an injury, they got a long ways to go. They played great without him during the regular season, but they're not going to get past the Golden State Warriors if Ja Morant can't play. Those two games coming up tonight. Jeff, last night we saw the Phoenix Suns kind of do what they do. Man, they go on those runs. They were trailing in the first quarter and then ended up winning that game by 30 points last night over the Mavericks, and then another blowout in the other one as Miami kind of led from the get-go against Philadelphia, 120-85. So a couple of blowouts last night. Who's the favorite right now, Jeff, in your opinion, in the NBA?
Boy, that is really a good question, Clip, and I really haven't thought about it in those terms, and I just think it's wide open. I really do. I still like Golden State an awful lot now that they've got everybody healthy. We talked about them last week. I think they're a real shot to win it. I really do, but this might be the year that somebody else, comes out of nowhere, so to speak, more of a dark horse and gets to the finals. But these teams are all fairly evenly matched. Now, I say that, and those games last night were blowouts, but that happens in the NBA from time to time. There are just a lot of teams that, it's just hard to separate them. I mean, how much better is Miami than Philadelphia or, Golden State with Phoenix? I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit of a toss-up this year. I don't think there's any dominant team, any favorite team that you would say, yeah, they should win it. So it should make the games as we move on into the playoffs that much more exciting because you don't know who's going to win. So, I think we've just got a lot of good basketball yet to come. But if I had to go out on a limb, Clip, I would probably pick Golden State now that Klay Thompson's back, even though he struggled the other night, and Steph Curry and Draymond Green, and this Poole kid, the kid from Michigan. Boy, he's really come on. He gives them another big piece in that lineup. He does a good job, and the big guys just do what they have to do at Golden State. they don't really have a standout big guy. But you don't need that anymore in basketball, either at the NBA level, Clip, or in college basketball, just like what we talked about when we started the interview here today. There was another era, years ago when it was all about the big guys and it was all about playing inside out, and now it's all about playing outside in.
Yeah.
So you don't have the dominant guys anymore like we used to have. And there was a good comment I read earlier this morning about, back in the day, those guys didn't trade teams very much. So you knew that when Philadelphia was going to play Boston, it was going to be Wilt Chamberlain against Bill Russell, or you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar playing against the great big men of his era like Willis Reed and Bob Lanier and those guys, and they all played with the same teams pretty much their entire career. So, the game's changed a lot. It's a lot faster. It's a lot more athletic now. The smaller guys have a chance to be the superstars, where back in the day, the big guys were the superstars.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, watched some hockey last night. Carolina Hurricanes winning on home ice as they've done throughout this series, knocking off the Bruins last night in Game 5 of that series, 5-1. And we had Brooks Hill on, who knows a lot about hockey yesterday, and he brought up a good point. A lot of 2-2, 3-2 series in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The only series that's over is Colorado, who swept Nashville. So there's been some good series as far as how they line up overall, but the games themselves, there's been a lot of blowouts, and that's kind of been the case in the Carolina-Boston series. There has not been, 5 minutes left in the third period, could go either way. It was kind of decided by that point in all these games so far. So kind of an interesting nugget there. We'll see if that changes as we get closer to the end of these first-round series, but another pretty dominant performance last night by the Canes, and that's been the story, Jeff. Whoever's been on home ice has dominated the game so far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Home ice means such a big advantage to the home team, Cliff. I think of all the sports, probably home ice and hockey is the most important. And the Hurricanes have played well. They just look like a fresher team. I watched some of the game last night. They just look, a little younger with their legs, a little fresher. So we'll see if that carries on and they can put Boston away. But what a great year they have had. I don't know if we've talked enough about the Hurricanes this year, and the job that Rod Brindamore has done since he's been the head coach. He had a great career as a player, and then he came up through the ranks. He was an assistant coach there first, and then they made him the head coach, and he's done a remarkable job, and they've got a lot of young players, a lot of young guys that hopefully they can hang on to and continue to build around in future years. They're already really good. They had a great regular season, and hopefully they can finish strong now in the playoffs, and you would think that they will be able to put Boston away and move on. So with every series coming up, people I think will get a little bit more excited about this Hurricanes team and see just how far they can go. Maybe they can win their second cup. We'll have to wait and see.
Might be the Pittsburgh Penguins next up. The Penguins lead the Rangers 3-1 in that series. Game 5 coming up tonight in New York. The Washington Capitals hanging around with the favorite there, the Florida Panthers. That series is at 2-2, and the Stars Flames also at 2-2. All those series being played tonight on ESPN and ESPN2. The basketball is on TNT tonight. Jeff, the Pirates continue to win in baseball. They swept the series over the weekend in Memphis, come back home, continue their dominance over the Duke Blue Devils, as for whatever reason, no matter how good Duke is, the Pirates have had their number over the years, beat them again last night. And it's crazy, Jeff. I wrote the Pirates off as an at-large weeks ago. Thought that, that there was still a chance, but they had to really play over their heads to do it. Well, they have done that and have put themselves in a situation now where I'm seeing projections they could be a 2 seed, and they still need to close out this regular season strong, get a couple more series wins, and do well in Clearwater. But man, kudos to Cliff Godwin and these Pirates for the turnaround they've had this year, and again have put themselves in a great spot. They're in the 30s now, the low to mid 30s in the RPI, which that number has shot up about 30 spots here in the last few weeks. So they have played well when they've needed to, Jeff, and starting to look like the old ECU baseball team.
Yeah, no, that's not that, Clip, and they've had a remarkable run here. And as you mentioned, hats off to the players and the coaches for sticking with it. It's a long season. It's a 56-game season, as we know, and you're going to have those ebbs and flows. But this team a month ago just didn't look like they were going anywhere. So Cliff has done a great job, and so have the players. And they won, I think, the other day with a victory yesterday. I think they've won 13 of the last 16, and now 7 games in a row. So, yeah, they turned it around big time, and they're playing very well and now playing with confidence. And they're home this week, closing out the regular season with all these home games. And USF has been up and down, so Pirates are coming into this weekend with a lot of momentum and hopefully a chance to win 3 more games. And, that's the mark of a good program, Cliff, when you're down like the Pirates were earlier in the year. If you've got that culture in place, which ECU does have in baseball, sometimes you can turn things around in a hurry, and that's what they've been able to do. And, again, a lot of young guys who maybe struggled a little bit early. Maybe they weren't quite ready for prime time because East Carolina lost so many good players from last year. But these young guys have really stepped up here of late, both on the mound and also with their everyday lineup. So, I would say everybody else in the league now is looking at East Carolina like they usually do going into the conference tournament as, if not the team to beat, certainly one of the teams to beat.
No doubt, kind of meet the new boss, same as the old boss for East Carolina, as they are once again the power in the American, but Houston might have something to say about that. Those two teams will go at it next weekend right here in Greenville, North Carolina. How about C.J. Mayhew last Friday, Jeff? Goes 9 hitless innings, but does not complete the no-hitter because the Pirates couldn't get any runs on the board until the 13th. But what a performance by him, one of the all-time great performances by our Pirate pitcher. And then last night, I saw Reed Detmers threw a no-hitter for the Angels, and I said, okay, that name sounds familiar. Why do I know that name? Well, he was the ace for Louisville when East Carolina went to Louisville and played the Cardinals in the Super Regional and lost in a quick 2 games there. And you think back to last year with Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker. When you get to that level, Jeff, you're going to face some future big league arms, and it was kind of cool to see one of those guys that we've seen in the past throw a no-no last night, the rookie for L.A., Reed Detmers.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And Justin Verlander had a no-no going into the 8th inning last night. And of course, as we all know, he's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he pitched against the Pirates when he was throwing for Old Dominion back in the day. I tell you what, I watched a lot of Major League Baseball this year, and I don't know how the hitters are going to do it moving forward unless they make some changes, Cliff, because each one of these teams, they only ask the starters to go like 5 innings now. If they go 6, it's almost like a bonus. You don't see starters go much more than 6 innings. And I've watched a lot of teams this year, and the bullpens just seem to be loaded with guys who come in and throw 95 to 99 or more, and they've got a whole bunch of guys like that. And, they've got a guy who comes in the 6th, a different guy in the 7th, a different guy in the 8th, and then the closer in the 9th, and they're all guys who throw mid-90s to upper 90s, and it's so very difficult for the hitters when you're only looking at that pitcher one time, and they just bring in a fresh arm, the next inning, and this guy comes in, and he's just blowing the ball too. So it's really difficult these days now for hitters in Major League Baseball in particular because of the great depth all these bullpens now seem to have. And the way the game has changed, we talk about how basketball has changed and baseball has changed a lot too. You look back at some of those old records, Cliff, with the old starting pitchers, and I saw something the other day. Johnny Bench said that Jim Maloney, who was a great pitcher for the Reds, back in the 60s, he said he would go out and throw 175, 180 pitches. When, of course, these days that's just unheard of. But that's the way the game has changed, and now it's a game in which you've got all of these bullpen guys who all they ask them to do is, every 2 or 3 days come in for 1 inning and just blow it, and that's what they're able to do. And it's very difficult for hitters these days.
No doubt, there is something we miss about seeing those starters go all those innings, but you can't blame a manager when you can show a batter different looks. And like you said, these guys are coming in throwing 98 to 100. You see the kid from Tennessee. What's the kid's name, Chandler? Do you remember the kid from Tennessee throwing 105? Is it Joyce?
Ben Joyce.
Ben Joyce, yeah, throwing 105. I don't know if the radar gun was messed up that day, Jeff, but that's hard to wrap your brain around that number.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen 105. What was Aroldis Chapman? Was he like 103,
Yeah.
104? He was like the first guy everybody started talking about.
And that kid from the Reds, Jeff, is a Hunter Green. He's gassing it up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but he's been rocked here the last couple of times out. He got shelled his last time out, but yeah, he's regularly going over 100 on the gun, and not like one or two pitches. I'm talking about a bunch of pitches in some of his starts. So he's still, I guess, a little bit more of a thrower than he is a pitcher at this point, because he's had some bad outings, but he can really throw it. Another guy, as we kind of looked at some players with connections here, Clip, I was watching the Tigers yesterday and watching Tony Kemp play for the Oakland A's, and I got to thinking about Tony Kemp and where he's played, and I Googled him, and I don't think I knew this, but Pirate fans certainly remember Corey Kemp, who was East Carolina's catcher. Well, Corey Kemp is Tony Kemp's older brother, and I didn't realize that. And Corey, of course, had a great career at ECU, played a little bit in the minor leagues, and then Tony is 6 years younger, and Tony Kemp Tony went to Vanderbilt. We talk about the Vanderbilt connection, and he went there. He's 30 years old now, and he's been with 2 or 3 different teams, but he's a big piece of the Oakland A's, a really good player, and he is Corey Kemp's younger brother that played at ECU.
Yeah, great catcher back in the day for the Pirates, and I like that Kemp name. Jeff Charles joining us here on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Voice, always great to catch up with you, and there's always something going on in the world of sports. Had the Kentucky Derby last week. You got the Preakness coming up next weekend. Harold Varner III has been off for a few weeks. He'll be participating in the PGA Championship, so maybe we'll throw a little horse racing and golf into the chat next Wednesday with you.
Sounds great. Always enjoy it, Cliff. Have a great one.
Thank you, voice. Jeff Charles joining us on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Got some quarterback things to discuss. Boy, the Bears gave Troy D a happy birthday present by adding a new quarterback. We'll tell you who that is. And some concerning news has come out regarding Washington Commanders quarterback Sam Howell that has a lot of people talking. We'll discuss that as well as we wrap up hour number 1 and get you ready for a baseball-heavy hour number 2 with Scott Rogers and Patrick Mason. We'll talk a lot of Pirate baseball coming up in hour 2 of today's show. More to go, Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
It's back. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party is back, and it's on for Thursday, September 1st.
This season will be Pirate Radio's 20th football season, broadcasting as the voice of the Pirate Nation. And we are back, throwing the best party of the year, just days before the Pirates take on the Pack in Greenville.
Save the date and plan to join us on Thursday, September 1st for the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light.
We are Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware Building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Interbanks Home Builders Association is presenting the Home and Garden Expo 2022 on Saturday, June 4th, and now is your chance to be a part of it. You can have a booth or be a sponsor of this new and improved exciting event to be held Saturday, June 4th at Minges Coliseum. Indoor and outdoor exhibit space will be available to accommodate everyone. For more information or if you want to sign up, please visit Interbanks Home Builders Association's website at ibxhba.org. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, wrapping up hour number 1 of today's show. Coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Scott Rogers, Scooter, who, if you ain't early or late, and he is early, as always. Nice to see you, Scooter.
Good to see you, Clip.
Talk a little football before we get into the ECU baseball. Happy birthday, Troy D. The Bears made a decision today to honor Troy on his birthday, and that's bringing in Nathan Peterman as a quarterback. Nathan Peterman has combined to throw 15 touchdowns and interceptions. What is his touchdown to interception ratio? Now, Chandler, I know you struggle with math a little bit.
Wait, say the number again.
15 total touchdowns and interceptions. What is his career touchdown to interception ratio? Other people can guess. CJ.
I don't know.
Scooter.
I'm not a math dude. Don't look at me.
Go ahead.
Can I go now?
Why?
Yes,
why is anybody else even here? All right, CJ's gone. Chandler? Pick a number. Say a number. Any number.
42.
3.
3 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Thank you. You win.
Oh.
You win nothing, but don't you feel good to win something in life?
So I got it right?
Sure.
That's why I took a long time, because I don't do this for S's and giggles.
You do it to win.
I do it to win.
He has 3 touchdowns. He has 12 interceptions. And all I remember about him, and I had to look it up, to see what team he was playing on. When he was on the Bills, Tyrod Taylor got benched for Nathan Peterman, and I remember talking to Terrence Copper that week and saying, this is a move you make that you can't go back from. Like, when you bench for this guy, you don't just play quarterback carousel and then bring him in and out. You're sticking with Peterman. He goes out that week and throws 5 interceptions in the first half and gets benched in a game against the Chargers.
The fact that teams are still giving this guy a chance.
I know.
It's crazy.
I don't want to talk about a man's life, career, his paycheck, his, bank account. But how do you keep giving this guy jobs? 3 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Has just sucked everywhere.
Like, the front office is like, we need a quarterback.
I guess it tells you.
Now, who are we going to get? Ooh, Nathan Peterman. Let's give him a call.
5 interceptions and a half. And that's the guy the Bears, which is kind of par for the course for the Bears, who have not had a good quarterback in ever, really.
Happy birthday, Troy D. The Bears with a little tribute there.
Last week at Sports Trivia, we did the all-time passing leaders for NFC teams. Did you guys get the Bears correct? Did you know that one?
I can't remember if we had that one or not.
Who did you say, CJ?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember who we said, but the answer was Jay Cutler.
It was Jay Cutler.
I don't think we said
Which he wasn't there very long. Kind of tells you the struggles they've had at the quarterback position. Other news, some jerk Panthers fan sent me this, said this is your quarterback. Sam Howell is under fire right now.
Who is that Carolina Panther fan?
Chris Fall.
Oh.
He's more of a hockey guy, but he says this is your quarterback. Sam Howell only eats chicken. He has never tried a burger or a steak and does not eat seafood.
What?
It's a tad concerning.
Okay, I don't eat seafood.
Okay.
But for someone, and he's what, 22 years old, and has never had a burger?
That is strange.
He's never had a steak?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Like what?
Yeah, what was his upbringing like to never have a burger?
I would be so bored just eating chicken
I'm
all the
bored.
time.
Maybe because I haven't had a burger in my life.
Right.
How can you have a guy behind center that's never had a steak, never had a burger?
So you're going to do this too? Do you want to talk about your quarterbacks? First of all,
Who eats a steak that eats burgers?
yeah, you had Cam Newton. He probably eats like satin.
He's a vegan now.
Satin pillowcases for dinner.
He's actually a vegan now. So respect that, please.
What does a vegan mean? Is that a vegetarian?
Yeah, basically.
What's the difference?
I have no idea. Vegan is more all things are kind of. Help me out, guys. What?
No, don't help them out. I want to hear what you have to say.
Vegans, they don't eat meat. Vegans are actually people that.
No, they're not.
No,
vegans are people too.
No, vegans are people. Cam Newton's a vegan. Vegans, like, they go out and they protest against. I'm pretty sure these are the people that don't like the murdering of animals to make food.
By you telling me that Cam Newton is a vegan, you are not selling me on this.
What's this? It's a fact. I mean, Cam Newton is a vegan.
All right, Steve Hill says no dairy. So do vegetarians drink milk and do that stuff?
I guess.
No dairy for Cam, including the meat.
I could never do that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
there's your quarterback. And your other quarterback is Sam Darnold.
That's who I thought you were going to talk about.
Okay.
He is our starting quarterback right now.
Yeah.
My quarterback
and
might
he's
not
an
be.
absolute bum-ass bum.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Am I supposed to act shocked to that?
You said to me, your quarterback doesn't eat a burger and a steak? First of all, he's not our starter.
Oh, look, I don't care. He can suck all he wants to. Okay.
Anyway.
But the man eats steak and has had a burger in his life. So he's a man.
My quarterback might not be able
He's
to pick
a
it up.
man?
He's a man.
Because he eats a steak?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have a crappy quarterback that eats steak or a decent quarterback that doesn't?
I mean, you don't know what the hell Sam Howell is.
You know, the beautiful thing is you don't either.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing over there?
Who, him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's the instigator.
Yeah.
Chandler and I have enough arguments on our own. We don't need somebody to instigate.
Yeah, we don't.
Scooter, how do you feel about all this?
How are you doing, Scooter?
Great.
Scooter's here.
What if we went like 30 minutes and then I looked over and I was like, crap, Scooter's here.
Hey, Scooter. Oh, my God.
Sometimes I get the red in the eyes and just keep going and don't know when to stop. All right, let's take a break. Sam Howell has weird eating conditions.
Weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
Weirdo.
Hey, respect it. We're supposed to respect it, right?
No. You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
You are.
But see, like, that's just weird. Like, he does that.
Chandler, can I say that you're pretty hypocritical? Gotcha, that one.
This guy.
Yep.
This guy.
That was a good one. Thank you, Mark. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, talk some Pirate baseball. Scott Rogers joins us when we return. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Chandler, what are you up to tonight?
Jenny, it's Tuesday, and I'm going to go sing with DJ Captain Morgan for karaoke at The Buck.
Well, that sounds like fun. I have to work. Well, what are you up to this weekend?
Well, believe it or not, I'm going to go listen to some live music Friday and Saturday night at The Buck.
Live music all weekend long, really?
Yep, all weekend, and they also have the biggest high-definition screen to watch all the sporting events on Sunday Fun Day.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, just check out The Buck on Facebook or Instagram for all the information. The Buck.
The Inner Banks Home Builders Association presents Home and Garden Expo 2022. Now is your chance to be a part of it. Have a booth or be a sponsor of this new and improved, exciting event to be held Saturday, June 4th at Minges Coliseum in Greenville. Indoor and outdoor exhibit space is available to accommodate everyone. For more information or to sign up today, please visit the Inner Banks Home Builders Association website at ibxhba.org. That's ibxhba.org.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medispa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,000 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facilities staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org, or go directly to our job postings at bit.ly/PCS employment. That's bit.ly/PCS employment. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student and every staff member every single day.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. This is Ashley from Shimmer. We are fully stocked with the latest apparel, shoes, and accessories and more. If you need gift ideas or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today. Looking for the hottest shoes on the market? Shimmer has the biggest selection of Hey Dudes anywhere. Shimmer has the newest Yeti products and colors. Want this year's most popular bag? Shimmer has a great selection of all your bog bag needs and accessories. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, and Jacksonville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, Hour 2 on this Wednesday. We'll talk some baseball, MLB, and ECU with Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector later on this hour. We're going to make you a winner in the 5 o'clock hour, so if you hadn't got in yet, head over to Facebook Live, our Facebook Live video feed. Put in a number between 1 and 100, and you can be in our Pirate Radio raffle today. We'll draw our number coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, John has 77, Trey has 71, Squat has 23, 60 for Susan, 47 for Robert, 82 for Chad, and Mark has 69.
Nice.
So if you'd like to get in, you can do so now. Facebook Live, put in a number between 1 and 100. We'll do a drawing coming up in Hour 3. All right, joining us in the Pirate Radio studios, glad to have him here instead of on the phone. Been a lot of travel, been a lot of school stuff, but now it's all baseball with Scott Rogers, right, Scooter? Is it just home baseball from here on out?
Well, I do have one summer class this semester, but it is online. It is online, so I don't have to be anywhere at a certain time. But yes, it's I'm glad the travel's done for the next couple weeks, and glad to have these next few games at home to end the regular season.
And you're probably glad the Pirates are playing well, because everything's better when the Pirates are winning. And how about the run they've been on here, Scooter? And you, how much? Do you follow the RPI daily, weekly? So you look at it. How about the RPI jump they've made in the last 2 to 3 weeks? 30, 40 spots, right?
Absolutely. I think today they were sitting at 35 coming into today, which, that's feeling really good about a 3 seed at an at-large bid. But it's unbelievable how much they've jumped in the RPI. And talking with Coach O yesterday was really surprising how much they did jump after the Memphis series, because Memphis was, I believe, at 206 coming into that series, but because of other teams that we've beat winning and everything falling down the ladder, sort of say, that's what's helped. But right now the Pirates obviously will take it, being at 35, and if you come off and win these next few games heading into Clearwater, even if you don't win the conference tournament, you go down there and win a few games, that RPI is looking really good, and you're really feeling good about an at-large bid.
Bryson Worrell said it's the most road games he can recall, and you play a couple at Chapel Hill, you play 3 at Charleston in the non-conference, plus all the road middle of the week games they have played, and then you throw in conference play. That helps you, and then like you said, the strength of schedule, East Carolina, top 20, 25 toughest schedule in America this year, and that is paying dividends here late in the year with the way those teams are playing.
Absolutely. You look at the Carolina win earlier in the year with them sweeping State this past weekend. That helped a lot. UNCW beating NC State last night helped. And then another team that's playing really good right now is College of Charleston. Obviously, we lost 2 or 3 in that series, but that's a team I think that's in the top 50 right now in the RPI now. But all those things happening, and then combine that with the Pirates winning right now, and it's a very good recipe for success in the RPI.
Jeff Charles says it, and it's a old common phrase. You can watch a baseball game every day and you'll see something different happen in each of those games, and I feel like we've had some odd ones this year, Scooter, that we've talked about. Maybe nothing more odd than Friday night, where you had dueling no-hitters going late in that game. What was that like to call?
It was interesting. I was loving it for the fact that we were in the 9th inning after 2 hours of play, but it was something to see. And obviously we didn't have TV in that game either, which helped speed up the pace, because you didn't have to worry about TV commercials or anything like that holding up in between innings. But the pitcher's pace was unbelievable. I'm sitting there trying to talk at least about a few numbers here and there between pitches, and before I could get anything out of my mouth, they're starting their windup again, which is great. It was a great pace to watch. It was a great game to watch, and obviously it sucked that a lot of people couldn't watch it back here in Greenville. But I've talked to a lot of old baseball people, and they said they have never seen that before in their entire life. But it was something to watch, and And obviously, when she got into the extra innings of that ball game, it really got intense, and we started getting guys on base. But when Ben Newton came up and knocked that single, that was a really good feeling in the 13th inning.
CJ Mayu went from a guy who's like on a preseason closer watch list, a guy that you can count on. And the good thing about him, he can go extended innings as a reliever if you need to get 2, maybe even 3. And now he threw 4 perfect innings the weekend before here at home, and then goes out and throws 9 hitless innings. And he said even in high school he preferred to come out of the bullpen as opposed to starting. And now his philosophy is if he starts, he's just trying to close out the first inning. And then after that, he'll try to close out the next and the next. So that's his mentality up there. But to see the way his role has evolved and the way Cliff and Austin Knight have used him has been amazing. And man, what a performance the other night.
Yeah, and that's kind of the mindset that Coach Godwin and Coach Knight have told these guys over the past few weeks, is come in there with that closer mentality. Go out there, close out the first inning. You feel good, go out there, close out another inning. And that's helped, especially over the past few weeks. And not only CJ Mayhew looking good on the mound, obviously Carter Spivey's been looking very good. Garrett Saylor still doing his thing on the mound. And one arm that's really looked good, especially Sunday at Memphis, was Jake Hunter. And that start he had, and that's going to be obviously an arm down the stretch that the Pirates are going to need. But it's going to be fun to watch this Pirate bullpen, hopefully in the postseason this year. And this Pirate bullpen, I think, could compete with anybody out there at the moment.
And just how much can a season change within a particular season? Garrett Saylor, your Friday night starter to get things going. He's second on the team in saves right now and is doing a great job out of the bullpen. Carter Spivey, your saves leader on the team after his 4th last night. But we were talking about the rotation week 1 for this team, and it was Saylor, Cooch Maynor, and Hunter, and we still see some Hunter starts. Hoping, and when do you think, or what do you know about Jake Cooch Maynor and his return?
Right now, I've heard that he's still dealing with some muscle soreness in that arm. Hopefully we get him back before Clearwater for the conference tournament, but I still think trying to get him back up to 100% at the moment. But that's an arm, obviously, that we're going to need heading down the stretch.
But the fact that you started with those guys back in February and we are where we are now, I give a lot of credit to Cliff Godwin, give a lot of credit to these guys for accepting whatever role they have to on this team.
Absolutely. And, obviously, Jake Hunter is a great example of that. Starting the year in the rotation, being moved out into the bullpen for a few weeks, and now working his way back into the rotation. And then making that move to the bullpen, I think, helped him a lot. And it shows over the past couple starts he's made. But that's a good young arm that the Pirates have in their pitching staff, and that's going to be a key one for the future of Pirate baseball as well.
Scooter, Scott Rogers joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. We were talking earlier about Bryson Worrell, who had a goal for himself. He said he'd like to hit 15 home runs this year, hit his 10th on an absolute laser shot. We were talking earlier, Chandler, it's not one of those majestic no-doubters. Like that one, it barely got over the shortstop's head, right?
He didn't have time to do a bat flip or do any kind of cinematics or anything like that, because it got out of the ballpark quick. And like he said, it seemed like it went right over the shortstop's head and just kept on going. But, yeah, it got out of the ballpark quick, and Bryson Worrell is just on an absolute tear right now.
Absolutely, and that's obviously a bat that always heats up at the end of the year. That's going to be a key one for the Pirates going down the stretch. But it's been fun to watch him hit, especially in conference play, because really when conference play started is when it seemed like something clicked with him, and he really started hitting the ball very good. I think he's still leading the team right now in average for conference play and heading towards the top of the Pirates overall this season in terms of average. But he's literally looked good at the plate, especially over the past few weeks. And you talk about home runs last night. Still can't believe Jacob Jenkins-Cowart got that ball out here. That one was crazy. We obviously we were very confused, me and Coach O were, because we couldn't tell what happened. We had the monitor up in our booth, and once we saw the replay of it, we were like, dang, he had that in his glove. And it looked like when he was starting to bring it back over the fence is when it fell out.
I was in left field last night and watched, is it Shrek? Mm-hmm. Just absolutely, I mean, ran into that wall as hard as he could. Right. I mean, and he actually bent the wall a little bit in the padding. And I watched it. The ball, like you said, was in the glove, and the impact of him against the wall just dislodged that ball. And JJC gets a home run, and he was even surprised.
Oh yeah,
when he bounced off the wall, looks at his glove, sees that the ball is not there, and he goes to the ground in disbelief.
Right,
just a weird
And I think everybody was confused. Obviously, the base runners were, because we were, I think, worried a little bit about Jenkins Cowart. And I think Lane Hoover was the one on base, getting ready to pass him almost. And I think that's why Coach Godwin was going like this in the third base coaching box to make sure that didn't happen. But the conditions last night, I mean, kudos to all the Pirate fans that were in attendance last night, because it was obviously not the best of conditions to play a baseball game, especially in May. But, obviously the win last night was insane, and it shows, especially with that home run he hit last night.
Talk about the consistency with this team. They show up here on Mondays in the Players Lounge presented by Delcor, and you can't really tell if they just got swept by Bryant or if they swept Memphis. Like they have a very consistent attitude. I think over time that's going to, more times than not, lead to a successful team. It shows a sign of maturity, I think, too. But, I mean, Scooter, have you seen a noted difference? There's been some tweaks here and there with the lineup. Giles to the mound, Starling in the lineup, and some things like that. But why are they playing so well right now compared to maybe earlier this year? Can you put your finger on it?
I think, like you said, they're keeping their spirits up. Like you said, you can't tell if they just got swept by Bryant or sweeping Memphis, and that's one thing that Coach Godwin, I think, has instilled in these guys is, hey, if you do lose, today's another day. I mean, strike it off. Today's a new day. And, obviously the Pirates just starting to get in a groove now, I think, too, in terms of that lineup. We haven't seen a lot of changes lately, so guys are getting in the grooves. And then I think they're just playing good baseball at the moment. And it's not like anything was changed or bad at the beginning of the year. It's just I don't think they were in a groove yet. And, there's a lot of differences to this lineup at the beginning of the year in terms of new people in there and trying to get those new roles established. But I think this team's in a really good spot right now heading into the last couple weeks of the season.
All right, what do you know about the Bulls coming to town this weekend?
South Florida, a team that struggled at the beginning of the year and struggled in the start of conference play, but picked up 2 or 3 from UCF last weekend, obviously that being their arch rival too. But this is a team that always competes well against the Pirates, and it's going to be a fun one this weekend. Hopefully the rain will hold off in the forecast, because the forecast does not look the best at the moment. But it's going to be a fun series, and Pirate Nation, obviously we need you out there at Clark Claire this weekend.
Need to keep that great conference streak going. And last night, Scooter, on top of all the individual performances we saw as a team, East Carolina has dominated Duke. 22-1 the last 23 meetings, and a lot of those meetings have been blowouts, seemingly too. Last night was a close one, but Duke's a good baseball program, and East Carolina has just dominated that series.
Right, and we talked about that a little bit on the broadcast last night with Coach O, and we were saying, hey, the teams that they've beaten, those are some good Duke teams. I mean, teams that made super regionals, that were right on the cusp of Omaha. But, I mean, something about that series, the Pirates just have Duke's number, it seems. But those have been, like you said, and most of them have been blowouts over the years.
And I always come away from those games, because a lot of times earlier in the year saying, okay, Duke's not very good. And then at the end of the year, they're in the ACC championship. They're in a regional. They're playing well, and I tend to write them off every single year, and then they show up late in the year and play well. And that's just because of our dominance over them, I guess. But another one last night over the Duke Blue Devils for East Carolina. Scooter, got a few questions. We can ask these to Scooter, right?
Yeah, I was hoping you would.
Oh, boy.
If you were to give up baseball announcing and what you're doing right now and join the WWE, what would be your signature move?
My signature move? Probably something from the top rope, I think.
All right.
Maybe a flying elbow or something like that.
Okay, Macho Man style. What is your favorite late night munchie?
Probably Cheez-Its.
Okay. Pretty consistent. That's a good call. Cookout milkshake?
Caramel. Salted caramel.
Interesting. Is a banana sandwich made with mayo or peanut butter?
I don't think I've ever had a banana sandwich, but I would think peanut butter would make more sense.
Okay.
I'm not a mayonnaise guy at all.
All right, fair enough. I guess you've been on the bus and plane rides, right? Who's the loudest snorer?
Loudest snorer?
Or somebody you've roomed with?
Well, Malcolm's the only one I've roomed with, but
I got to imagine he snores.
Malcolm's a good roommate. He's awesome. But I don't know who on the team is the loudest snorer. I will say, funny thing from our trip coming back from Memphis, we connected in Charlotte coming back to RDU, and UNC softball was on our flight, and they had just gotten swept by Syracuse, and the flight attendant came on and did his normal announcements, and at the end he said, well, I understand we got some winners and some not so winners on this flight, and so that gave us a good chuckle. But that flight attendant took a low blow to the Tar Heels on the way back.
Gotta love that. Did you see Josh Graham at the airport?
I did not see Josh Graham this time.
All right, good. Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
I would say so. It depends on. It has to be a certain type.
The Hawaiian bacon ham.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Rank these buffets.
Okay.
Chinese, breakfast, pizza, and then traditional Golden Corral style. Chinese, breakfast, pizza, Golden Corral. Rank those 4.
I would say probably breakfast, Golden Corral, pizza, and then Chinese.
Wow, Chinese.
I'm not a Chinese guy.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, interesting. And finally, would you rather fight 1 gorilla-sized chicken or 10 chicken-sized gorillas?
I would say 1. I think that'd be easier.
Okay, you're the first person to say that. Yeah, so
bring it on.
Everybody's scared of that giant beak, I guess, of the gorilla-sized chicken, but you say no problem.
I ain't scared of no beak.
Well done, Scooter. All right, Scooter will be on the call this weekend as East Carolina takes on USF. Robert in the chat says, Shirley, get ready. Can you be quiet, please? I'm trying to sleep, Scooter. Thank you.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
You ever heard that from Malcolm in the hotel room?
I have not.
That's actually the cut from y'all's trip to Memphis this past weekend.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Malcolm Gray.
Sounds like Coach O in the background, or Ed Orgeron from that press conference he had where people were loud in the background.
Yeah. I do recall that one. All right. There's Jeff Charles being loud in the background. Scooter, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
And have a great call this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
All righty. Thank you, Clip.
Scott Rogers joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll continue the baseball chat when we return with Patrick Mason. We'll look around Major League Baseball. Also, talk Pirate Baseball and more with Patrick when we return. Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
All aboard! Hop on the Emerald Express for a free ride through the Uptown District every Thursday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. The continuous loop begins and ends at GK Butterfield Transportation Center, but you can hop on and off at any of the 13 stops. With stops along Dickinson Avenue, Evans Street, the Town Common, and more, the Emerald Express is the perfect way to travel in the Emerald City. This trolley runs every 20 minutes, but don't worry, the stops are all footsteps away from all the businesses in the Uptown District.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at Arc Point Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust Arc Point Labs to give you quick and accurate results for all your laboratory testing needs. If you are in need of COVID testing for your return to school, work, or for travel, Arc Point Labs is offering same-day PCR and antigen testing with little to no wait time. Please visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina Arc Point Labs locations or make an appointment now at onehourcovidresults.com. Go Pirates!
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. This is Ashley from Shimmer. We are fully stocked with the latest apparel, shoes, and accessories and more. If you need gift ideas or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today. Looking for the hottest shoes on the market? Shimmer has the biggest selection of Hey Dudes anywhere. Shimmer has the newest Yeti products and colors. Want this year's most popular bag? Shimmer has a great selection of all your bog bag needs and accessories. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, and Jacksonville.
For dine-in or to-go, Familia is your favorite place for great Italian food and more. Familia has just launched a new menu featuring new pizzas like the Sweet and Spicy and the Southwest Chicken. Every Sunday, you can feed the whole family with a buy one, get the second pizza half-price special all day. If you need to unwind after work during the week, stop by Wednesday for half-price wine, and Thursdays, all drafts are only $2. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza. Homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's now has 2 locations. In Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Stop in today for hot dogs, pizza, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity featuring homemade cheese, ham and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Hey guys, this is Kyra from Postcode Junction in Washington, where all your shipping needs come together. Did you know Postcode Junction is the only UPS, FedEx, and DHL shipping location in Washington? Postcode Junction is also the place for your Amazon returns. Need to ship a package the same day? Want to avoid the long lines at the post office? Come see us at Postcode Junction by 4:30 and we got you covered. Postcode Junction on 15th Street in Washington next to Tractor Supply. Go Pirates!
Well, if it isn't the Pirate Captain.
Pirate Radio.
The beer's looking great, my man.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Villa Verde on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos by the hospital are open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. You can order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app, and you can order a family meal that feeds 6 to 7 people, and they'll have it ready for curbside pickup today. Whether it's dine-in or takeout, Villa Verde is a platform for good. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, hour number 2. On today's show, there's still time to enter into our Pirate Radio raffle. Coming up in our third hour, we'll do a drawing. All you have to do is go to Facebook Live, type in a number between 1 and 100, and closest to the pin will win today's prize. We've already got a lot of folks in, but a lot of numbers available for you to get right now.
Yeah, I didn't know if you got these new numbers that have come in.
I did. Mike P. has 47. Tyler has 2.
Cool deal. That's it.
Thank you, Chandler. Thank you.
Did you get Chad Moore and Robert Dietrich?
I did not get Robert D., who sends us a 56. When you hear 56, who do you think of?
Daryl Johnson. Defensive
Who did you say?
Mark Burley.
Wow. I'm going Lawrence Taylor.
I went Daryl Johnson, defensive end for ECU.
You went, oh, okay. I was thinking of like Derek Johnson, or the guy from Kansas City. Anyway, moving on. Sometimes my brain just stops. Does that ever happen to you, Chandler? Never.
All the time.
Never happened to you. Patrick, you're a baseball guy. How well do you know stats? Like, not individual stats, but
like a slash line.
Okay, so WRC plus.
Okay, yeah, wins created, so it's like an offensive stat.
I still don't fully understand WAR. Could you explain it to me?
It's really just trying to simplify how good a player is, so you can just kind of take a quick peek. So it just takes into account a lot of offensive stats, a little bit of defensive, and
I know, and it's wins above replacement.
So a replacement player is you're a AAA guy who just comes up and is just baseline average baseball player. So if it's like 0, then you're just kind of like a guy filling a spot.
I get that. I guess my thing is, who is this mythical guy, and what are his stats?
And I think it sort of changes every year, so kind of like based on the league average. And really, yeah, so just a given replacement player is just kind of a mythical guy, but it's just here's this guy, and are you better or worse than this baseline player?
So as the baseball guy that you are now, I still look at, and I guess I'm an 87-year-old man, but I look at like average home runs, RBIs, runs scored. Like the first thing I ever did in fantasy baseball when we used to get the scores out of the newspaper. So what are the most important stats today, like in your opinion, like that you follow?
If you want to go like sabermetric kind of like analytic wise, like weighted on base, like WOBA.
Okay.
So that's just like essentially weighted means like it takes into account park factors. If you're playing, in a smaller park, bigger park, Coors Field, stuff like that. So that's kind of, and everyone is on the same scale. And just in general too, like on base percentage is life. It's essentially like, are you out or not?
Yeah.
And an average is, you could bat 160, but if you're on base 400, that's what really matters.
True. Okay.
And RBIs, it's kind of just a product of our guys on base ahead of you. It's like a product of, is your team good? So it's not really like an individual thing you can look at too much.
Did you say it was WOBA?
WOBA.
Is that a score on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard?
No, but we do have one. Posse.
And
POSI. Philly 0, Seattle 1.
So basically any stat with like W in front of it is where like the entire league is like normalized and playing on the same thing.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, I get, and like wins and losses for pitchers has always been a misleading stat to me.
Right. Like I think Michael Kopech for the White Sox, just for instance, he's like leading the league in ERA and he's like 0-0. And then, Dallas Keuchel's awful and he's got some decisions. So it's just
Jacob deGrom's like the poster child for that, right? Like he's gonna be a Hall of Famer with like a 500 record, pretty much.
Yeah, because he's incredible, and his team is letting him down.
Although this year he'd love to be pitching with these guys because the Mets are actually good. Let's start with MLB today. Let's look at some scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by DuBuck.
DuBuck.
Oh, speaking of stats, did you see Bofa?
No, I haven't. What's Bofa?
No, never mind.
What's Bofa?
I don't know. The Yankees beat the Blue Jays 5-3, so Aroldis Chapman got himself into some trouble, but got himself out of that trouble. Remember, we were talking about Bo Bichette was up.
Bo Bichette?
Bo Bichette was up. Tying run on. Hit a laser down the left field line, went just foul. Ended up striking out. And then he got Vlad as well to pop out. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 5-3, off to a great start this year. The Pirates beat the Dodgers 5-3 was that score. And then, my God.
Yeah,
So the Reds scored 6 in the 8th. The Brewers came back with 6 in the 9th, but Cincinnati outlasts Milwaukee 14-11. That score on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by DuBuck.
DuBuck.
Every time we see, oh no, Shirley, do you still have the bad news theme that we used to play every day 5 times an hour because things were getting canceled due to COVID?
I have it. I just don't have it loaded up. Give me 1 second.
All right. I'll stall for a minute. Let me take you back in time, folks, where we didn't have sports, and it was the most depressing time in our lives, and we watched old ECU athletics events. And how the hell did we do shows? Were you here during that time?
I was an intern, and that was I was laid off from my job at the time, so I actually went home and stayed with my parents for about 7 months. So I was not here.
You were a Hooters girl before you came here to Pirate Radio.
I was.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, you worked at Hooters. Did they make you wear the outfit?
No.
But you chose to anyway.
Yes. And the cool thing is that I wash dishes, so my shirt would get wet.
Yeah. You were pretty popular in
yes,
there.
Sir.
And now we're glad to have you here, Chandler.
I mean, and the girls that worked there, they would go and say, "Hey, my name is so and so," and people would guys would go, "Hey, can we get that guy over there? Hey, can we actually get that guy to wait on us?"
One time I took the family to Great Wolf Lodge. You know what that is, Patrick?
Yeah, like a little indoor
water park thing.
Yeah.
And you eat the food there, it's like $100 for a meal. And I was like, let's go off campus and find something. And right across the street, there was a place called Twin Peaks. And I was like, that looks like a restaurant. You want to go there? my wife said, no, we're not taking the kids to Twin Peaks. Like, why not? What's wrong? Apparently that is a Hooters-like outfit.
Yes.
Okay. So, unfortunately, I never got to go.
There's one in Myrtle Beach.
Instead, we went to damn Jack in the Box, which was also right down the road.
We are not taking the kids to Jack in the Box. Oh, no!
Bad news! The Guardians and White Sox have been postponed due to a COVID-19 outbreak. What year are we in? What's going on, Patrick?
That's really frustrating. I saw that. I was ready to watch the game, and that came across my Twitter, and it was upsetting.
You know what phrase I saw today when I was reading that?
Was it the phrase, the pace?
That scared me and brought back terrible memories. Contact tracing. Oh my God.
Yeah. 2 words you just don't want to hear.
I also have some slight bad news.
All right, keep it rolling, Charlie.
Way to go.
I just received word that ECU's softball game has been moved up to 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, which means, Chandler, I will not be here for the first hour of PRL. You'll need to cover me.
That's not bad news. I'm excited about that.
Okay.
We'll kick off the show with Chandler and CJ and Shirley, time permitting. We'll see you at the end of the show.
Yes. If the game is over in time, I will be back here.
Maybe, who knows? We'll exchange some gifts for Troy D on his birthday in hour 3 tomorrow.
Yes. I forgot about that.
Which now this means you might can be a part of that segment.
Yes.
Good news. This is good news.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Depending.
I guess I think about baseball. Maybe softball is a lot shorter.
Or you can just call me from the press box and I'll open my present from there.
Right. Will the game be over with by
5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Most of the time, yes. Every once in a while. Usually it's about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, depending. Sometimes it goes a little longer.
Patrick, will you be covering any ECU softball tournament action?
I will not.
You will not. You will be out at Clark LeClaire this weekend because you said you have perfect attendance going.
That's right. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I did see last night post game. It was you representing the Daily Reflector, and then Content Junkie representing Pirate Radio, and Stephen Igoe, who we'll have on the show coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, representing Hoist the Colors.
All 3 of the people in the media scrum after the game will be on Pirate Radio Live today.
How about that?
How about that? All right, let's talk some Pirate baseball, Patrick. Another win over Duke. You're kind of new to covering this thing, but ECU beating Duke in baseball is no surprise. According to Igoe's stat, he posted 22 of the last 23 meetings have gone ECU's way. That is incredible.
And that's just ridiculous for baseball in general because that just doesn't happen. Yesterday was a little more hairy than it's usually been. I mean, that wind was insane. You know, that RJ Shrek almost put one out. But the wind knocked it down. And he almost made that catch and left, too. So
frustrating night for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
In particular. Pirates get the job done. How about the pitching last night? Carter Spivey earning his 4th save of the year, and it looked like Garrett Saylor once again had a good relief appearance for the Pirates.
And even Merritt Beaker starting the game was really good. So tomorrow I'm going to have this. I kind of did a little bit of a deep dive in the pitching. I'll have a story tomorrow in tomorrow's paper. But essentially, the cliff notes of it, since Cliff Godwin's been here, this year they had 11 different starting pitchers, which is the most.
Wow.
And really no one I know the season isn't over yet, but no one's thrown double-digit starts yet. It's kind of just like, hey, if you're hot, if you got a good matchup, you're going to throw. And lately it's worked out for him. So
in no world did anyone have our Friday, Saturday guys being Ryder Giles, CJ Mayhew.
Right.
It's unreal. And you got to give credit to the coaching staff for adapting. And you know what I say, and I don't want it to sound like an insult, but like in Major League Baseball, what actually does a manager do? Like, fills out the lineup card.
Right. I really think the most important thing is just managing the bullpen.
Yeah.
Just kind of knowing when to throw guys in there and managing how often they pitch.
And now and we see that game to game with what Cliff and Austin Knight and them do, but how about just taking the year as a whole and the adjustments they've made, and there's been some minor ones, taking out Ryder, putting him on the mound, putting in Jacob Starling, but the way they've kind of puzzle pieced this thing together has been pretty impressive when you look at their record right now.
It really has, and I think that's part of the reason why they're on this run right now is because I think they have a good idea of who can do what and when they can do it, and that's a huge thing because obviously in the beginning of the year, you know, you look at a guy and go, you know, he's got this and he can do this, but it might take him some time. Like Jake Hunter, he's been great lately, but he struggled in the beginning of the year. But that's to happen. He's a freshman facing college hitters the first time.
And it seems like has the lineup been pretty stable here the last month or so too. They've found Agno's found his home at the top. I guess we still see Worrell kind of go up and down, and maybe Moylan, but for the most part, the lineup has had some stability as well.
That's right. Usually it's about almost the same starting guys, and I think 1 through 4 for sure is stable, and that's working. I mean, right now you don't want to mess with that.
So the Pirates find themselves, in the 30s now. I think 35 with the RPI, just a major improvement over this last month and a half, 2 months. Are they right now set for an at-large if they keep playing the way they're playing?
I think so. I mean, obviously, if you stumble and lose a series or something, that's going to hurt. But
say, what do we say, 5-2 to end the regular season, win, make it to the AAC championship? I feel like at that point they've probably done enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Which I wrote them off of that. So I'm very impressed with the way they've been able to finish this thing out.
I think I want to say 17-5 over the last 22. I mean, they've really just come on.
And they've got 2 weekend series left, both at home. So you can see them in action against South Florida this weekend, Houston next weekend, and Campbell mixed into that next Tuesday to wrap up the regular season. And then it's off to Clearwater, and every Monday after the season we get together. It's been at restaurants in the past. I think it was at ECU Townbank Tower last year, but the selection show party, and every year we've joined them. The Pirates knew they were in. Either they won the AAC tournament or they knew they were getting in as an at-large. This year's a little I don't think I've ever been to one where there was a question on if they could get in or not. Hopefully that's not the case this year, but could be interesting if it does turn out that way.
Yeah, I think that question mark is slowly getting erased, though, as we kind of keep going in. They're just playing better. They actually look like a pretty tough team, even though, we said earlier, the pitching is just not stable. You can't just pencil in, hey, these 3 guys are going to throw every time, but it really hasn't mattered for them as of late.
They have gutted out these series wins and these sweeps here over the last couple weekends. Johnny has a stat to consider, Shirley. Over the last 17 games, Zach, Hoove, and Bryson have all reached base safely in every game.
Yeah, I believe. I know for sure Worrell has. He's been really hot.
Have you seen you rarely see fans diving out of the way of home runs, but we saw that last night with Worrell's line drive.
Yeah, I said it in the press box. I'm like, someone's shins just got blasted by that thing. I mean, that was a rope out there.
He has been great now. The first only Pirate to have double-digit dingers on the team. Johnny with Johnny's stat guy today. Give me a stat to consider.
Johnny
Shirley.
Robb.
Stat to consider, please, because Johnny's on fire today. Usually our basketball guy.
Stats to consider.
He says the Pirates have played Cincinnati 15 times since the last time they played Houston.
Interesting.
And part of that is because they went to Houston and the series got canceled before they could play the first game. Was that last year? And they play Cincinnati, I guess, 2 times a year, the travel partner or whatever.
Right.
So 15 meetings with the Bearcats since the last time they played Houston. Why do we even have you guys on the show? Why don't we get Johnny on?
He sort of is right now,
Yeah, he's basically
It's his time to shine. We got a home run in the Phillies-Mariners game.
It's a granny.
And it is a granny, and the Phillies have taken a 4-1 lead. Hopefully Igoe's not listening, because he might turn around and not want to watch this beating. All right, Patrick, anything else? Anything else to look out for on the pages of the Daily Reflector?
No, just like I said, I'm going to kind of dig into some pitching a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, just more baseball. We're in the home stretch here.
You want to ask a couple questions?
Oh, sure. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Patrick, what is your late night munchie, your favorite late night munchie?
I love Cheez-Its.
Wow, you and Scooter, both on the Cheez-It train.
Yeah, I can plow some.
Favorite cookout milkshake?
Oreo Mint.
Okay. I like that you're answering quickly. That means these are true answers.
Yeah.
Igoe, by the way, says, I was really enjoying the show until that. And then said a bad word. Where are you from originally?
Just outside of Chicago.
That's right. you might have no clue on this one then. Is a banana sandwich made with mayo or peanut butter?
I'd probably say peanut butter because isn't that what like Elvis ate or something like that? Something like that.
Could be. Okay.
I've never had
peanut
it.
butter
It doesn't sound that good.
Peanut butter,
You know the old saying, the peanut butter and nana sandwiches.
Yeah, so that's why I know that.
Okay.
Don't put no mayo
Big
on my
Elvis guy?
sandwich. Don't.
No.
No mayo on my sandwich.
All right. Thanks, Elvis.
I'm leaving the building.
What would be, alive or dead, your all-time concert if you could see a band or musician?
Oh man. See, I don't go that deep in music all that much. I don't know. Like I'm never just like, man, I wish I would have saw those guys.
So nothing?
Probably not.
What do you listen to?
I've listened to a little bit of mix of rap and some like music. I think I like Kid Cudi, and then I like this band called Motion City Soundtrack. I don't know if you heard of them.
No, I have not.
They're very different genres, but I don't know.
Kid Cudi was the band leader one season on the my favorite podcast is Comedy Bang Bang. There was a TV show. Have you listened to Comedy Bang Bang?
Yeah.
I'd never find anybody who listens to that.
Yeah, I actually watched it because he was on there. That's how I got interested.
And listen to it every week.
Did we just become best friends?
I think we did.
That's right.
Who's your favorite Paul F. Tompkins character that he plays? All right, we can move on. No, it's so random to find one of those fans. Tony Castleberry, formerly the Daily Reflector, and I went to Durham when they went on their nationwide tour, and we saw Scott Aukerman, Paul F. Tompkins, Lauren Lapkus, Neil Campbell. Got a picture, got their autographs. It was great.
Man, there you go.
It was awesome. Love that.
That's what's up.
Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
Absolutely not.
Thank you, sir.
No way.
Thank you, sir.
No, there's so many other glorious toppings that you can't.
And a pineapple is what you choose? Get out of here.
What is your go-to slice? What's on it?
Slice.
I actually started liking pepperoni and jalapenos.
Yeah, you know what?
That's a good combo.
Pepperoni, bacon, ham, jalapenos, banana peppers.
See, that's a lot going on.
There's a party in Chandler's mouth. I'm becoming so my go-to, I've had everything on the AJ's menu because I go every Wednesday for sports trivia. Recently, I've gotten into the chicken cheesesteak. It's good. But I go jalapenos on the side because I cut them up into little pieces and put them throughout because I like the heat, but I don't really like the flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Clip goes back in the kitchen and makes his own chicken cheesesteak. Like he's cutting up the jalapenos.
And I asked Tony Dunn, joins us Fridays, because he likes to cook, do things. Like, what is a good pepper or spice to add to your food if you like heat but don't necessarily want the flavor of that thing? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like
those red pepper flakes. I mean, does that add?
Yeah,
to it?
and I like that you put on like at pizza places. Like I put that on a lot of my food at home because it doesn't have really a lot of taste to it. You just get the heat.
Yeah, you kind of can eat it and not even know you're eating it, but you can kind of feel what's going on.
All right, rank these buffets.
All right,
I'm going to give you 4: Chinese, breakfast, pizza, and traditional, like your Golden Corral establishment. So Chinese, breakfast, pizza, traditional. How would you rank those?
I'm going to go pizza, breakfast, Chinese, then traditional.
All right. Hey, Chandler, I think we found ourselves a pizza guy over here.
Hey, look at this guy.
Hey, look at pizza guy.
Oh, wow.
Pizza buffet is just great.
I love a pizza buffet. That was terrible.
That was not good. Would you rather fight 1 gorilla-sized chicken or 10 chicken-sized gorillas?
I'm going to have to go with 1 gorilla-sized chicken.
Up until this point, everybody this week
It's back to back
had said 10 chicken-sized gorillas, but you and Scooter both said the 1 large chicken.
So you want to have 1 opponent rather than 10.
Yeah, I think you just don't want to get overwhelmed, and if you trip or you get on the ground, you're done for. They just swarm you.
Good call. Good point. You really thought this through. Rich says, if you would give up your reporting and join WWE, what would be your signature move?
Ooh, something off the top rope, probably with an elbow.
You have this same. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, Patrick. You have given at least 3 or 4 answers exactly the same as Scooter Rogers.
Oh man, I mean,
but these are his personal answers.
That's right. I mean, it's just a good move. You just got to come flying in from somewhere.
What is your favorite signature? Are you a wrestling fan? Did you like wrestling?
I did way back when I was a kid.
Who was your what was the favorite signature that you liked? Mine was 619 Rey Mysterio.
I like the little, what was it, the Walls of Jericho? That thing was awesome.
I was a huge Jerichoholic.
So I mean, yeah, and like I don't know if I want to do that movie as my signature,
which is different than the Boston Crab. And I feel like later in his career, he started like the Walls of Jericho. The guy was basically like on his neck.
Yeah,
it was pretty brutal.
It's the whole thing.
Brett says try cayenne pepper or Serrano. Speaking of Serrano, Pedro Serrano. What is your all-time favorite baseball movie?
I mean, Major League is definitely good, but
that's mine. Not that you can't share it. I'm saying that is my favorite.
Yeah, you know, I actually liked Moneyball a little bit.
we might have talked about this before.
Maybe. I'm having deja vu.
I'm having a little bit of the vu. Have you seen Ted Lasso?
I haven't.
Okay.
I
watched it recently.
I'm always so late to shows. Like when it's so hyped, I just kind of don't want to get on board, and I'll catch on it later.
You're like my wife in that regard. She's like, if I tell her a good show, she won't watch it. But then if like 2 years later, she'll be like, "Hey, have you ever seen this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I tried to get you into it. You wouldn't watch it." I watched binge Ted Lasso recently. It is very it's very Major League-ish for soccer. Like if you like the movie Major League, you'll like Ted Lasso. Similar story.
Interesting.
Patrick, we are done with you for the day and the week.
All right.
And hopefully not the month. No. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah.
We'll see you this weekend out at Clark LeClaire. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Your WAR, I guess it would be like wins above replacement guess, WARG. Pretty high today. Good showing from you.
Appreciate it.
So thank you. Take a timeout. We'll wrap up hour 2. And we'll see if we can deliver some better Mariners news to Igoe. He'll join us hour 3 of today's show. A lot more to go. Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. But the good news is, you know, we're getting vehicles from the factory every single week. So what the customer can do is come in, get an appraisal on their trade-in if they have one. They can pick a vehicle that's incoming and actually kind of build it how they want. And then when it gets here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, they're actually taking delivery of a new vehicle.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Here today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness. Dr. Jones, a lot of exciting new things going on.
Yes, so you may have seen our new facility, but we also have a private courtyard. There's an outdoor private area where we have artificial turf where it's fenced in, and we're going to be having our sunset yoga classes there. Those classes allow you to develop increased flexibility, more energy, and get better sleep. So come on and check those classes out today. Come by and see us, Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, Arlington Boulevard, or check us out online at kptonline.com.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit qualityequip.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
The celebration is on. Save the date for Saturday, May 14th as the town of Farmville celebrates 150 years with the Black Tie Gala from 7 to 11 p.m. Music will be provided by the Raheem Walker Project and dinner will be served. Tickets are $75 per person or $650 for a reserved table for 8. All proceeds benefit the Farmville Chamber of Commerce, and to purchase tickets, call 753-4671. Save the date and enjoy a night out on the town at the Farmville Black Tie Gala Saturday, May 14th.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit GreenvilleAutoWorld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Hey, Troy here with my buddy Cam from Tailgate Classics, the only vintage store here in Greenville selling all types of cool stuff. Cam, you got something new for folks too that just hit.
Yes, sir. If you guys have had some good times back in the 90s at some of your favorite places like Grog's, The Elbow, and tons of other old businesses, we're doing a retro line of t-shirts that are available now.
Fantastic. So if you enjoyed hanging out at those places, now you can wear the gear. How can folks find you online too?
That's shoptailgateclassics.com or come see us in person at 304 Evans Street.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Go Pirates! Arg!
This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. You work hard for your money at Carolina Wealth Management. We believe that your money should work hard for you. Do you know if it is? To learn more about your investment portfolio, go to mycarolinawealth.com to schedule a free consultation. That's mycarolinawealth.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Broad.
We got to wrap up hour 2 before we get into hour 3 with Stephen Igoe. We'll do his proper introduction coming up. And Igoe, let's talk non-ECU to get started here, this mini segment.
Let's do it.
Anything new on the NFL schedule front? Anything come out today? Because I feel like they are adding, it's kind of stupid, really, but
they're just like releasing random games.
Looks like we got something. The Cowboys and Packers will play Week 10. The NFL announced that.
Let me mark that on my calendar.
The return of big giant doofus Mike McCarthy.
There you go.
Will be heading into Lambeau.
That's how irrelevant Mike McCarthy is. When I heard that, like, the last thing I thought about was Mike McCarthy returning to Lambeau Field.
I thought about you last night, Igoe.
When you were laying in bed?
Mm-hmm. Because I was thinking about, actually I saw Washington's opponents. And you know what we love, especially in ECU basketball season, but really any sport, we love a revenge game. Carson Wentz has 3 revenge games this year.
Wow.
2 against the Eagles, 1 against the Colts. Love it. That makes me feel a lot better about this season.
At least going 2-1 in those 3 games.
Gotta win your revenge game.
Splitting with the Eagles and definitely beating the Colts.
Do the Broncos or Russell Wilson have a revenge game?
The
Seahawks?
Rumor is at Seattle. So
Sunday night?
The rumor is Sunday Night Football to start the year.
Huh.
But I don't know if that's...
Wow. I also saw, and look, these are all, anybody could put these out.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's just throwing them out.
Y'all are a-holes, man. Why do y'all, I would never do that to y'all.
I hope we get another story out of this guy today.
Shut up. What about a story?
Shut up.
That story he told last week or 2 weeks ago about Ellen riding in Ellen's car.
Red Hot Chili Peppers under the bridge. Should I tell it again?
Please.
I saw, and you don't know whether or not to trust, but Broncos.
Are we doing the wave now?
I saw this, and I don't know if it's true or not. Broncos Raiders Monday night to open the season, which isn't that like every year?
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those AFC West games, and I feel like it's more AFC West than NFC West to open the year. It's either like Chargers, Raiders, Broncos,
I feel like
Raiders.
It's like Vikings,
Chiefs, Broncos,
and somebody. It's kind of rando in the first matchup, and then it's AFC West.
Yeah,
But anyway, how about they're doing a week 2 Monday night doubleheader? Did you see that?
I did not.
Minnesota, Philly, and then
Bills Titans.
One game starts at 7:30 on ESPN. The other starts 8:30 on ABC, and that's going to be week 2. So I don't know if that is they're experimenting there.
NFL can do whatever they want. I feel like at this point it kind of works.
I like it, but I don't know if I'm going to be liking it Sunday afternoon. I probably don't like. Well, I don't know. I want all the games I can get on my Red Zone on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
But
at least there's no buys that early in the season, so it kind of evens out.
And if there is a dud of a Monday night game, you can go to the other. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. Anything else NFL wise? Are the Broncos playing Christmas Day?
They are. They're playing the LA Rams in Week 16 on Christmas Day. So,
how's it feel to be relevant again?
I know it's last year the Broncos had 0 primetime games outside of a Thursday nighter at Cleveland, and this year they're probably going to have the max, which I think is 6 or something like that. So, it's good. I prefer to just watch my team on because Denver usually plays at 4.
Yeah.
So I enjoy watching the 1 o'clock window and just kind of relaxing, watching football, and then watching Denver in the 4 o'clock window because there's only like 2 or 3 other games going on typically.
You can tell I root for a loser team, but there's nothing better than a 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or Monday night game because your team hasn't played and lost yet. So you play in that 1 o'clock window, it sours the rest of the whole day.
If you lose, you don't want to watch any. But if your team wins, then you want to watch all of Sunday Night Football
and the highlight show.
Yeah, 100%. The Football Night in America.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great when Peyton was the Broncos quarterback. I mean, I was watching every single second of football.
All right, that's football watcher Stephen Igoe. Never missed a second of it.
Last 6 years have not been watching quite as much.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back hour 3. We'll properly introduce Igoe. We'll talk Pirate baseball. Igoe, I did not read your article. I need to give you a click. When did you do the defensive depth chart? Late last week?
Friday.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. And might run over that.
I did read an article. It wasn't that one. I did read the one about the returning familiar faces for ECU basketball, and that you did do a podcast with Mike Schwartz.
I did. The Hoist Coach podcast, Mike Schwartz.
I was going to get to that.
And a defensive depth chart. So, we got all bases covered, much like Pirate Radio does as well. You guys had Mike Houston on Monday at 5. You had the baseball players on, the Players Lounge. So, Pirate Radio, Hoist the Colors, kicking everybody's tail once again.
A lot of back scratching going on, a lot of back patting. It's good stuff. Good vibes are floating through the studio. Take a time out, come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
It's bow time. Our biscuit makers know a thing or two about scratch-made buttermilk biscuits.
Actually, it's 49.
That's right, 49 savory steps. So yeah, we know biscuits like the back of our hand. Because, well, these buttermilk biscuits are...
made by hand.
Yep, that Southern know-how is our bread and butter. And if you're still wondering what makes a Bojangles biscuit so good, well, just ask your mouth. Yep, that's what we thought. Come celebrate Bo's Buttermilk Biscuit Month with a scratch-made Cajun Filet biscuit. It's bow time.
All aboard! Hop on the Emerald Express for a free ride through the Uptown District every Thursday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. The continuous loop begins and ends at GK Butterfield Transportation Center, but you can hop on and off at any of the 13 stops. With stops along Dickinson Avenue, Evans Street, the Town Common, and more, the Emerald Express is the perfect way to travel in the Emerald City. This trolley runs every 20 minutes, but don't worry, the stops are all footsteps away from all the businesses in the Uptown District.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,000 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. Or go directly to our job postings at bit.ly/PCS employment. That's bit.ly/PCS employment. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student and every staff member every single day.
The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
Hello, this is Michael McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel and general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
Pepper, oh no they didn't! Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen!
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Wednesday. Clip Brock, Shirley Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, Chandler Honeycutt, and let's welcome in Stephen Igoe to the show. The only way we can. Let's hit it.
I go. He's the one you know. I go. He's Big Boomer's bro. I go. He's good at MLB The Show. I go. We're gonna add a line.
Well done.
Add a line every week. Thanks to John Moody for reminding us to do that.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you guys. I could tell based off Chandler's smile that y'all had added something though. He gave it away,
and that is what
And y'all's voice changed when y'all got to that line.
Well, you know, editing wasn't perfect.
It's kind of a little
Because
different.
we were excited. That thing is going to get really long.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Let's introduce Stephen.
By the time we
like
get to the
20
season
minutes
opener.
later, it's like, all right. Thanks, Stephen, for joining us.
It's going to go a whole. It really is. That's going to be fun. All right, where to begin? We got a defensive depth chart. Let's start with the podcast with Mike Schwartz, as you were able to talk to the head basketball coach of the Pirates. Mike or Michael?
So I asked him that before the podcast, which he prefers. He said Mike is fine. So I'm going to go with Mike going forward, although it has Michael on his official bio. But I think he prefers Mike.
Mike
Schwartz.
We're going Mike
Sounds
Schwartz.
better than Michael Schwartz.
Goes good with Mike Houston.
Mike.
And I don't know any other Mike's in the athletic department.
So I go the biggest takeaways other than how to say the guys' names. How's he feeling right now with the roster that he was given when he got here and the guys he brought in? Do you get the sense that this thing is going to take some years, or does he think he can compete in year one?
Well, I think he said it best. We'll see. I mean, I don't think there's any nobody on the roster's proven, so I don't think you can come out and say that.
You don't even have an Aaron Jarman on this roster.
There's no Aaron Jarman.
A proven commodity.
There's no solid run blocker on this roster. So, I mean, you could say Luigi DeBow is proven in his role. He's not going to be an all-conference player, and he's not even really going to be a starter, but he's like a guy who can go play 10, 15 minutes and give you some rebounds.
I thought it was funny in the article that I read, a quote from Mike Schwartz was that, sometimes Luigi wants to do too much offensively, and gave some examples and said that maybe it's over dribbling or taking the ball down the court.
We can remember those moments fondly from this past season, and too, it's Luigi. Everybody wants to rag on him because he's got some goofy moments, but he's right. If he stays within himself, just rebounds the ball, plays defense, that can be a role for him. And so I don't have a problem with him coming back, and he can have a role in this team, a role that helps. But to me, the biggest takeaway I have is you're going to have to hit on probably at least one of the transfers coming in, Quentin DeBunje or Jaden Walker from Iowa State. They have some experience, having been in some big-time programs, and now we'll see how that translates to getting more actual time. They were highly rated recruits. I think DeBunje is going to be one of the best athletes in the program right away. Ben Baela, another France kid, really has some talent. He was a high major recruit before an injury. So, you have unproven guys, but you do have upside. And Ezra Osar, I'm saying everybody's name correctly, by the way.
Way to go. I was going to say, there is confirmation on the names.
Yep. Those are all correctly, at least based on my conversation with Coach Schwartz. So, there's a lot of intrigue because there's so much newness and unproven pieces on the roster. Now, who knows? Maybe they're terrible, or maybe they're great. What if Winston Tabbs gets healthy and he can shoot the ball? What if DeBunje ends up playing like a 4-star recruit? What if Jaden Walker ends up playing like a 6'5" point guard? So, what if Osar ends up being one of the best versatile forwards in the AAC? So you have some interesting pieces. It's just how is it all going to come together? And I think we won't really know till they get here in June, or late May or June.
Highlights of the season, the win over Tulane was fun. The Memphis buzzer beater was great. But really, early in the year, your excitement because you still have optimism. And those MTEs, those tournaments are a lot of fun, Igoe. And this year's was fun because ECU met up with some pretty good opponents. So they played Oklahoma, and that was a lot of fun. We did a watch-along for that one, Chandler, and the Pirates hung right with them, couldn't get the win. Next day, they play a really fun one, kind of intense one with Old Dominion, right? And then the day after that, you played against a good Liberty team where you had a lead at halftime, didn't win it. But
Davidson. And then they played Liberty at another neutral site.
They played Liberty in Charlotte. At the
that was a single team. Well, it had multiple teams, but it was a one-day deal.
Bonnie's played that day.
Whatever
NC State,
the Hall of Fame.
You're right. Got that one mixed up with Davidson. Either way, those teams are fun to have on the schedule. And how about this year, Igoe? Did y'all talk about any potential tournaments, things like that?
I mean, I asked them basically what games can you say are on the schedule now? And he said that's been the biggest challenge of the job is, not putting together a roster or coaching staff, but scheduling. I mean, there are 13 non-conference games you can schedule. When he took the job, you had one that was set.
Wow.
At Old Dominion. So we'll get a revenge game next season at ODU because ECU beat them twice this past year. Now the Pirates will have to go to ODU for a return game. But basically, he's...
Revenge game.
Yeah.
Big time for them.
Yeah. So he's having to come in. He's got to schedule 12 games in span of a few months. I mean, that's not easy. Getting dates, finding opponents this late is going to be a challenge. So, my guess he's going to be a little hamstrung in terms of what he wants to do versus what he ends up with. I know he's talked to some schools to try to set up home and homes and that sort of stuff, but all that's kind of up in the air right now. So I think he's trying to figure it out. I think ideally long-term he would like to be in a multi-team event like at a neutral site. But, that's something you kind of have to schedule a year in advance or so. So I don't think that's going to happen, at least from ECU going to like Myrtle Beach to playing that sort of deal.
Yeah.
So it's just a work in progress from the scheduling standpoint, and it'll be interesting to see how it turns out because the American doesn't want its teams to play bye games. And I asked him, would you be open to playing a bye game at NC State at North Carolina? He said, yeah, if it's the right opportunity for our kids, it helps the athletic department, so why not? And so as long as the conference signs off on it, I don't see why ECU wouldn't take advantage of one of those situations.
That is really irritating to me. So what's the reason they don't want to play games like that, the conference?
The conference has said it's a perception issue. They don't...
Question, what is the perception of East Carolina basketball?
The perception of ECU basketball is that it's not good.
Right. But we need to pretend it's too good.
The American wants to pretend that it's too good to go travel to play. That's fine for Cincinnati and Memphis.
Sure.
But for ECU, it's better. ECU is better off going to play at NC State than hosting Southeast Missouri State Southern University.
Yeah.
ECU playing at NC State gets people that don't even care about basketball in this area. They're going to watch that game.
Yep.
Because the ECU is playing NC State. And if you play well in that game, if you're competitive, you gain following, interest, notoriety.
If you win the game, you have bragging rights for literally the rest of your life. We still talk about the time ECU beat NC State, only ACC win. Last time a ACC team will probably ever come to Minji's. Play those games on the road. That perception thing is just hilarious to me. Let's live in a fantasy land and pretend that our basketball program, and it's not ECU. This is the American. It's not Joe Dooley or past coaches or Mike Schwartz saying, we're too good to go do that. It's the conference saying, don't do that. Don't go play just on the road. Yeah, it'd be great if we could do a home and home with them, but let's live in reality, right? Instead of do the perception crap. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, NC State is never going to agree to a home and home with ECU as things stand today. If ECU eventually becomes a top 100 RPI or net, whatever they use now, program, then yeah, you're going to be able to get more home and homes because if you go to ECU and lose, it doesn't hurt you as much. But it's just hard to schedule games here because who wants to come play at ECU right now if you're a Power 5 opponent or whatever, and whatever they call it in basketball.
I remember we'd kind of snark at Jeff Lebo and then guys when they say it. I think there's more of an argument of East Carolina struggles to get opponents because we don't help their RPI more so than teams are scared to play East Carolina, right? Or
I think that's fair. I mean, they're scared to play ECU because they don't want to go to ECU and lose to a plus 200 RPI team.
It's the whole, what's the benefit?
Yeah.
And we do that with lesser schools like in football. We say that.
And in baseball, ECU doesn't need to be going to play some crappy RPI team.
Yeah.
Most of the midweek games they schedule in state, home and home, are good RPI teams.
Yeah. So that's living in reality.
It is. So, I mean, but you still have to do your best to try and get some of those games, and I think that's what ECU is doing now. And
are we playing at Tennessee this year?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Steven, why not?
I mean, probably because Mike Schwartz doesn't want to face his former boss.
Has Mike Schwartz asked you about any personnel moves like other coaches have in the past from other sports?
He does not. No, he doesn't. And I would not trust myself to give any type of basketball advice.
Well, if you know a guy that could.
All right.
What? You don't trust me to give proper advice on how to run this ECU basketball team? Just from a personnel standpoint.
Do you know who this is? What would your starting lineup be today?
I was hoping you'd ask.
I thought you would.
Let's see if you can even name 5 players on the team.
All right, I'm going Winston Tabbs at guard.
Even with the,
you said today.
Well, I mean, it's open the season.
All right, Winston Tabbs.
All right, you're saying he's going to be ready for the season opener.
Yeah, I've looked at the test results.
He's shooting stationary right now. He's not allowed to move, but
and that's what we're going to do with him. We're going to have a lot of stationary shots on the court for him. At the other guard,
who's running the point?
We're not really doing that this year.
Okay.
We're not really. I'm not worried about labels. I'm trying to get away from that.
Schwartz did say he wants multiple ball handlers.
Exactly. We're thinking along the same lines here.
Positionless basketball, Igoe. It's a movement.
Yeah, I mean that appears to be Clip's philosophy.
I don't know why you got to be stuck in the 80s and have a center and a power forward.
Who needs somebody who can handle the ball? Just start losing the boat at the point.
We've tried that in the past. That was my suggestion to Joe Dooley. That didn't work out last year. I want to see Ben Bella on the court.
I want to say Dabunje.
I'm going to put Dabunje out there as well.
Elijah Jones.
And R.J. Felton. And Brandon Johnson. There's my starting 5. What are you laughing at?
Wait. All right, so I think you only named 4, though.
Nah, Tabbs, Felton, Dabunje, Bella, and Brandon Johnson.
Okay. I can get behind that. I don't really think you have a point guard out there, but we'll go with
I don't want a point guard out there.
So who's gonna bring it up the court?
ECU has played with a point guard our entire lives.
You got
and
4 point guards on the roster. You aren't starting any of them.
This is because you have. Let me finish.
All right.
First media timeout. I do like that. Point guard wave. Point guard wave. I bring in a wave of point guards, and we just ball handle that ass for 4 minutes.
That's not a phrase
This has been the Coach Clip Brock Show live.
I would
live from
I really hope that you replay this segment when Schwartz is on Pirate Radio for the first time.
Who are the 4 point guards on the roster?
All right, so
is Javon Small considered one?
Yeah, Javon Small, Jaden Walker, Saxby Sunderland, Caleb LeCount.
Okay.
The LA kid.
LA woman. Oh, my little guy. Yeah, I want my little guy in.
But that little guy.
How is he going to translate Igoe, you think? Can he be a spark? Do you think he can be something?
I think so. I mean, again, we just don't know until they get here. But Schwartz said he's been watching basically a year, 2 years now.
To average that many freaking
that's
points?
What he's saying. Like, I mean, yeah, he's 5'8", and there'll be an adjustment going to D1. But like, he's always been that short. He's always been short, and he's always been able to score. So it's not like
he didn't do a reverse growth spurt.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like he's not going to know how to like shoot just because he's 5'8" or drive in. And he did say, yeah, he'll get himself in trouble sometimes. He'll drive into some big guys or whatever. But it's just going to be part of the learning curve. And I think, why not take a shot on a?
Oh,
why not take a shot on a guy? The Mariners are the worst defensive team I've ever seen.
It's been a little sloppy.
Terrible.
And look, we were skeptical a bit of Newton's numbers coming out of high school, right? It was like a guy averaging this many points.
Why was he not recruited by UTEP?
Right.
He was in El Paso and he averaged 35 points a game.
And guess what? He's a good scorer.
Score. And so I think. And the good thing about taking so many guys is you're not going to hit on all of them realistically. You're taking 7 guys. If you hit on 3 or 4, and you can build your core from that, and let's say 2 of the returners end up developing, then you have your core going into next year. You're not going to hit on all these guys, but you just want to hit on, ideally half or whatever to kind of build that core.
It's kind of like ECU bringing all those defensive linemen in a few years ago.
Yeah.
And, not 100% hit. Some have moved positions. Some probably aren't here anymore. But they have a nice stable now of guys that have.
Yeah, recruiting is a crapshoot more times than not. You got to get lucky. Obviously, you got to have skillful evaluation skills. Wow, that's a new term right there.
Skillful SESs, as they call them in the business.
You got to be able to evaluate talent and give yourself a chance.
Oh, they're 2 outs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give yourself a chance to hit on some of those guys. Like, if you're Mike Schwartz and you have a available scholarship, you got this guy in LA, like everybody's kind of flirting with him, but they're like, oh, he's 5'8". But then you're like, well, he's scoring 35 points a game. Like, why not? Let's just take him and see what happens.
I hope he enjoys his 1 year here after doing really good and then going somewhere else.
But it'll be an electric year if he's really good.
And I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
I live in reality. I'm choosing to live in reality and not Fantasyland.
Just give him a sweet Pirate Radio NIL deal.
There you go.
Stick around.
All right.
Winston Tabs was mentioned earlier. What was the update from Mike Schwartz?
Mentioned, all right. He's my starter.
Yeah, so Clip's starting point guard, Winston Tabs.
Guard. He's not a point guard. He's a guard. I don't even call him that. I call them facilitating score potential guys.
All right.
What was the update on him?
He is currently shooting stationary. And Mike Schwartz did say the one thing that has stood out from him is that he can shoot. So, like, he's shooting and he's making shots. And
I read that he was actually sitting on a stool
to begin with, yeah.
And then they actually got him to where he was beyond the 3-point.
Yeah, apparently he was sitting on a stool and shooting and just raining threes.
And we're working on that for this season.
Honestly, think about how amazing that would be if he was in the game, like, on a stool and just sat on the 3-point line.
In fact, we've ran some plays here.
And nobody covered him.
Well, we've ran some plays this year where we've got him in the game. He still can't really run up and down the court, so we just sit him in one spot. And we penetrate with our guy from Cali. He dribbles in, kicks it out, tabs from his ass, burying threes from the wing.
And an ass 3 from Winston Tabs in the corner.
The Tabs thing is interesting because, like, you know, me covering the program, I even forget about him just because he's been hurt now, basically a year and a half. So I don't even really count him as a guy. Like, to me, he's like,
I know,
it's gravy. But if you do get him back, and he's even a fraction of what he was. You know, I remember sources on last year's staff telling me he looked like the best player in practice on the team. So it's like if you find a way to get him back from a scoring perspective, he'll really help you.
You can only repeat what a source says, but like I remember when you said a source told you, and this source was very close, that Batumba Baruti was like killing everybody at practice.
He was, and I saw it with my own eyes. He backed down Jaden Gardner and was giving Jaden Gardner fits.
It just never translated.
And then you get into a game and guys just aren't the same.
That stinks.
And there was like a 2-game span where we saw Baruti play like that.
Tyler says, I call to guard Tabs all night if he's on the stool. Tyler, you couldn't guard him on a stool, on a bench, on a bar chair, a bar stool.
Yes, you could, Tyler. That's just... What are you doing?
He's attacking one of my players. So I'm going to attack him right back. You're going to take his side. Interesting.
So, wait a minute. In Section 213 this year, are you going to be wearing like a suit? And are you going to be blocking out plays?
Because coaches don't wear suits anymore. I'm going to wear my normal gear on the sidelines. I'm going to wear sneakers for Coaches for Cancer every game. Because I think it should be talked about every game, not just one game. All right, we're going to do our drawing coming up soon. Igoe, can you hang around one more segment?
Yes.
We went like 30 minutes on ECU basketball in early May.
You remember a few years ago, it was like June or July, and all we did was talk ECU basketball due to all those JUCO transfers.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have like Chilius on the show and Rock.
But you know why we did? Because Hoist the Colors, with a great job that they do, dropped a podcast with Mike Schwartz. Check it out.
Yeah, did check that. I thought you were going somewhere where you're going to be facetious with that comment.
All right, I'm going to give...
Yeah, check out the Hoist the Colors podcast with Mike Schwartz, and check out the Pirate Radio podcast, the Players Lounge. Also, replay Mike Houston. He was on Monday's show. Great information.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to kiss a little butt. Not really. I'm just going to tell you a life experience I had on Sunday. Shirley, take us to break. My mother, her favorite movies...
One of his famous stories.
Her favorite movies are the Godfather trilogy.
Of course.
There's a show on Paramount Plus called The Offer about the making of the Godfather movie.
Okay, yeah.
Seen that, yeah.
Seen it?
No, I've seen...
That there is
there's a show.
Yeah, right.
So my mom...
Yeah, Pam.
Your mom?
Robot mom. I got her a Roku in the past, so my dad could watch ESPN Plus and watch Pirate games.
Okay.
But there's a whole world out there, man. There's streaming. There's this, a little bit of that.
Here he goes again.
So She sees that there's that show she wants to watch and asks me about Paramount Plus. And somebody, a great listener of ours, maybe 2 or 3, says, hey, can't you get Paramount Plus if you have Hoist the Colors for free? And I said, yes, you can. I've never done it, but you can. Well, my dad is a big Igoe reader, Hoist the Colors. I was able to get in his account, a few clicks of a button, and boom, it's on the television, Paramount Plus. My dad's happy. Igoe, you've made my parents, my family happy.
Family.
So I want to say thank you.
And then you were in the car with Ellen, and y'all would listen to it all the time.
And then Under the Bridge came on, and we cried.
Honestly, though, if you're a full-time subscriber, a lot of people don't even know about it. Paramount Plus for free with a 24/7 sports / Hoist the Color subscription. Great value.
And they have other stuff. I like using it to go back and watch old Survivor. Seasons.
Yep.
And
the new Halo series is up there.
Big Brother as well.
If you're a Star Trek fan, they got a lot of that.
Twilight Zone, new episodes. So good stuff. All right, take a time out, come back. We'll have our drawing when we return after this.
Millions of illegals crossing our border every year. It's a full-blown crisis. The very first thing they've done in America is defy our rules. They're lawbreakers. And just like Joe Biden, politicians like Sandy Smith would reward their lawbreaking with amnesty. Probably because Sandy Smith repeatedly breaks our rules herself. Smith won't follow ethics rules by disclosing her financial investments and conflicts of interest. Sure makes you think Sandy Smith's hiding something. And Sandy Smith went bankrupt, owing her creditors thousands without paying, then failed to pay her taxes on time. Bankruptcy, back taxes, and amnesty. That's shady, but that's Sandy Smith. Want to stop lawbreakers? Then stop Sandy Smith. Congressional Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.congressionalleadershipfund.org.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
Welcome to U.S. Cellular. Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage holding 5G unlimited data using phone in here for free. Sure, your choice. Really? Yep.
At U.S. Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone. And the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to celebrate graduation with Wings Over by ordering a large tray of wings, tenders, and waffle fries. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watt, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they are creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank, located on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, let's do our Pirate Radio raffle on this Wednesday. Got a lot of entries here in front of me. Here are the names. Here are the numbers. I got a random number generator pulled up. And I'm going to hit it 3 times, Chandler, and you're going to read the top number after the 3rd time. That's number 1. That's number 2. And I'm going to hit it one more again. And what is that top number?
The top number is 32.
32.
32.
So we have a 27.
Is it Johnny G?
And it looks like Johnny Gardner is going to be our winner. Shirley.
Our basketball guy.
That is our basketball guy. Shirley, what is Johnny Gardner winning today?
A pair of tickets to a Down East Wood Ducks baseball game.
Hey-o!
Right. So way to go, Johnny G. You can go see the Woodies on us this summer and check out some baseballs.
Let's go, Woody.
So, Johnny, if you're listening, send us your address. I will get up with you myself after the show, if not. All right, Stephen, real quick, give me a projection. This is not a prediction. This is a projection. Prediction is when you feel a certain way and you're kind of putting your reputation on the line. And if you miss it, you get a little shame. A projection is just, hey, if it hits, great. If not, whatever, because you didn't have everything in front of you. What is your projection for where East Carolina is playing come regional weekend?
You asked me to give the location or like the seating?
Give me the area code.
Whatever the area code of Blacksburg, Virginia is.
Okay. That's pretty specific too. Unless Radford. Radford is very close. Do they share that same area code? Okay, you're saying Virginia Tech.
Radford will not be hosting, according to my sources, on the Division I Oversight Committee.
All right, Virginia Tech, and is ECU a 2 or 3?
They are 3.
Isn't it amazing? I don't know how amazing.
They could be a 2.
I'm amazed that we're having this talk because I wrote them off as an at-large. Did you ever write them off? Be honest.
I never wrote them off. Now, I said it looked bleak. I mean, there was the time.
Like Memphis bleak. Anyway.
You know, when they lost to Tulane, I basically said they had an extremely small margin for error, but they still had to win the conference to get an at-large. And
win the conference regular season?
Yeah. And they've been dominant since losing that series.
Yeah.
I mean, they've lost NC State, and that's it. So, I mean, they've just been great. And that was at the backstretch of a brutal road schedule. And you just felt like if they found a way to survive that and play pretty well at home down the stretch, they would have a shot. Now, I mean, they still have more work to do. Like, if they go 5-3, 7 games. If they go 4-3, their RPI could drop a bit because they're going to be favored to win at home. And if you lose those games, it hurts in the RPI metrics rather than losing on the road. So they still got to go out and take care of business. But I think if they go 5-2 down the stretch, they're going to be in really good shape.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us. Once again, Mike Houston was here on Monday. Had a great chat with him. You can go back and check that out. We do not have time to go over the projected football depth chart on the defensive side. Pirates did add a new member to the team after we talked to Mike Houston, right? A DB?
Yep. Apri Washington from Buffalo. He has a grad transfer, 1 year left. He is originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. Played a lot of ball at Buffalo. Played the slot. Played mainly outside corner when he graded out really well, according to Pro Football Focus. Played a lot of slot last year. Did not grade out as well. But you're getting a guy with significant experience. You know, another corner who's more on the smaller side, but pretty good coverage skills. 5'9", 190.
At this point, are they adding potential starters or depth?
I think it's more depth. I mean, now this guy probably has enough experience to where he could come in and push for a starting job, but I think it's more depth. They feel good about the starters. You know, they like Malik Fleming. They like what Demel Hickman has done. Juwan Powell's coming off an injury. Jordan Huff, a JUCO transfer who could play corner or safety, got injured. He'll miss the season. Zakai Barker, a freshman linebacker who's probably going to play, he got injured. He'll miss the season. So you almost are like replacing those guys with some depth pieces going into the season.
All right, interesting to see how many more names are added to that list.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but Pirate Radio posting about an hour ago the latest projected field of 64 for baseball. Maryland hosting as a 15 seed. The 2 seed is Vanderbilt. The 3 seed East Carolina.
Oh, my God.
And then 4 seed is Pennsylvania with an asterisk beside its name.
Get me out of there. So this is Pirate Radio's our own projection?
No, they posted a projection from Baseball America.
I think that y'all should just come out with
I know.
a projection.
Why not?
Yeah. Like everybody would cite it.
Yeah. We are projecting East Carolina to be the 2 seed at Clemson.
I think Clemson's like a bubble team.
Should I look up the rankings before I make the projection?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, have ECU as a host at this point.
Why not?
If ECU wins out and wins the conference tournament, maybe crazier things would happen.
Man, I was thinking about this too. We always go that Monday during the selection show and we're with the team, whether it be at a restaurant. It was at Town Bank Tower last year, I believe. But we've never gone to one where ECU was truly on the bubble, right? So, this year they're playing their way off the bubble and on the right side of the bubble. But do you think they do want, that would be a weird feeling, right? A lot of anxiety there.
Very, yeah. I would imagine if that were the case, they would do it in a more secluded area, like the baseball clubhouse, and not do it
and not invite us.
I mean, we might be there because I remember. I think it was Cliff Godwin's first year. I can't remember when it was. No, because they won the tournament that year.
There's never been a year where they were.
Well, the year they made Virginia, they were a 3 seed, right?
Yeah, but I feel like they knew they were in.
Yeah. But I still feel there was 1 year we did it,
and maybe that was the year then.
Maybe it was a year where they early on they just didn't know where to do it, so they did it in the clubhouse. But we've definitely done it in the clubhouse before. And the drama was there.
The drama has been hosting or not, not in or out. Although
that's announced the night before.
True. And I was gonna. So Cliff usually has a heads up on it anyway, right?
Yeah, they know if they're hosting or not. It's just a matter of who are the teams.
Gotcha. 10-4. All right, good stuff, Stephen. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Watching any good shows lately?
I just finished Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. It's
I've read about
strange show. It's crazy.
Will you recommend it?
I would say if you got time to kill. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it.
All right.
You got to be a sci-fi guy.
Sci-fi guy?
Sci-fi.
I'm a sci guy. Not sure about a sci-fi guy. Real quick, speed round. Favorite late night munchie?
Speed round. Go.
Brownies.
Thank you, Chandler. Favorite cookout milkshake? Brownie.
Oreo.
Nice.
Oreo. Is a banana sandwich made with mayo or peanut butter?
Peanut butter.
Who snores the loudest during bus rides?
Walter, my photographer.
Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
No.
Rank these buffets. Chinese breakfast pizza traditional.
Now, do it.
Chinese breakfast pizza traditional. What's your favorite?
Traditional breakfast. Chinese pizza.
All right.
So you like a Golden Corral?
Like a
I don't know.
I tell you what, those mashed taters and mac and cheese, that'll go. That'll go, buddy.
It's a good
slap your mama.
It's a good traditional buffet. I'm all for it.
Igoe, you're in great shape, tip top. Some would say. If you said I'm giving up the hoist the colors lifestyle, screw Pirate Radio, never going on again, I'm going to my true calling, the WWE. What would be your signature move?
Spear.
Spear.
I mean, I'm an edge head. What do you expect?
I know,
it's
but
not going to be the execution.
You would be a proven commodity in the wrestling world.
The spear is the most basic, but
I know
solid finisher. Like you can't go wrong with the spear. It's safe, and I'm not going to be the guy who's like slamming people. I'm going to use my athleticism to my advantage. Spear people.
You would give a ridiculous swanton bomb. I 100% believe it.
I probably would, but I'd probably also kill myself in the process.
Yeah, but that one time.
Yeah.
You remember that one time that new wrestler that came up, did the swanton, and paralyzed himself in the ring?
It reminds me, I saw Jeff Hardy going through RDU airport one time in a sling. Like, in only Jeff Hardy fashion. Like, he, of course, would be hurt.
Did you mark out?
A little bit, yeah.
Was he in full wrestling garb?
No, but, like, he had, like, a bandana. And, like,
did he walk around like this? Was he like this with the sling?
Well, his arm was like this, so he was...
Yeah, and actually, Lito was beside him in the same gear.
Did you?
Matt Hardy was...
I don't know if you could tell, but I'm Jeff Hardy.
Did you talk to him? Did you say, hey, Jeff?
No, he was, like, across the airport. I just saw him,
Dad, look! It's Matt Hardy.
You know, when Jeff Hardy always did the swan...
Jeff Hardy was so much cooler than Matt Hardy,
Yeah,
man.
I know.
Like, Matt Hardy was just kind of
lame. But Jeff Hardy... when he did the swanton bomb...
Are you laughing because he finished... Why are you laughing?
We both said lame.
Yeah, he finished your sentence with the same
I
word.
said it at the same time. There was like a lag.
But every time he did the swanton bomb, it always seemed like it hurt Jeff Hardy more.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would just like lay there.
Every time he did the Swanton bomb, they lost.
CJ, as Charlie, play us out. Because we're going to talk forever if I don't hear some music. As a wrestling savant like yourself, I know you got to appreciate this. I appreciate when Eddie Guerrero... Who are some of the best frog splashers of our RVD?
Oh, yeah.
I love when they would do the frog splash and then like act like they're hurt too. I think that added to the experience.
Yeah, because, I mean, in reality, I'm sure it did hurt a lot.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Great point, man.
And then Under the Bridge was playing when we were driving through South Carolina.
Emily's car.
Ellen!
How dare I confuse him?
Igoe, we'll see you later.
See ya!
See ya, Igoe.
Mariners suck.
Igoe.
Take a timeout, come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
All aboard! Hop on the Emerald Express for a free ride through the Uptown District every Thursday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. The continuous loop begins and ends at GK Butterfield Transportation Center, but you can hop on and off at any of the 13 stops. With stops along Dickinson Avenue, Evans Street, the Town Common, and more, the Emerald Express is the perfect way to travel in the Emerald City. This trolley runs every 20 minutes, but don't worry, the stops are all footsteps away from all the businesses in the Uptown District.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. For used vehicles, Brown & Wood has a lifetime powertrain on every vehicle you buy from us, new or used. So even when you buy a used vehicle from Brown & Wood, you have lifetime powertrain. We cover the engine, transmission for as long as you own the car.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,000 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org, or go directly to our job postings at bit.ly/PCS employment. That's bit.ly/PCS employment. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student and every staff member every single day.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one. Hey, Troy here with my buddy Cam from Tailgate Classics, the only vintage store here in Greenville selling all types of cool stuff. Cam, you got something new for folks too that just hit.
Yes, sir. If you guys have had some good times back in the 90s at some of your favorite places like Grog's, The Elbow, and tons of other old businesses, we're doing a retro line of t-shirts that are available now.
Fantastic. So if you enjoyed hanging out at those places, now you can wear the gear. How can folks find you online too?
That's shoptailgateclassics.com, or come see us in person at 304 Evans Street.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report. The Dow was down 326 points. It closed at 31,834. NASDAQ was down 373 points at 11,364, and the S&P was down 65 at 3935. That is your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Thank you, Clip.
You got it.
Back to you.
We all need a helping hand sometimes. Shirley, CJ, Chandler, I've had fun on today's show. How about you guys?
I tell you what, it started off very rocky.
It did.
Very rocky, but it has ended on a great note. We still have, 4 minutes. We had great guests on today. We had Scooter Rogers, voice of ECU baseball, had Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector.
I thought this was maybe Patrick's best appearance.
What a great outing from Patrick Mason from the Daily Reflector. I feel like he's getting out of his shell a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
In terms of
one of those great Clip Rock stories.
Huh?
What?
Ty? Story? Clip Rock story?
I was probably in kindergarten or first grade, and I don't know what play we were doing, but I was a turtle. And I had to sing a song.
You didn't do the Randy Orton thing, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not cry. I had to sing a song called Coming Out of My Shell. It was about becoming more important, and it was a bit of a play on words, a pun, a double entendre.
A spoof? A parody?
No. None of that. No. But I was wearing a shell, so I was coming out of my shell. I was becoming more confident, and I feel like that is what Patrick Mason is doing.
So that story reminds me a lot of Matt Hardy. Lame.
How are you going to pick on a first grade me? That is unnecessary.
I thought you said kindergarten.
It could have been either one. It probably was. That's even worse. You don't pick on kids.
I know someone that does. But anyway, but great outing today from Patrick Mason. And
really
I feel like he's going to get even better as he continues to come on Pirate Radio Live each and every week and working at the Daily Reflector. But yeah, it's night and day compared to what he was, who he was.
Oh, wow.
What he was.
You are really calling him out now, saying how bad he was.
No, he wasn't bad. He was just, a little
night
shy.
And day.
He was very shy when he first came on the show.
That is harsh.
You cannot disagree with me on that.
I can do whatever the hell I want to, son.
All right, Daddy.
We're here 3 hours a day. We're going to have an off day every now and then. We're going to fight.
Well, today was not one.
Well, some could argue. But we'll be back with you Thursday, I'm really excited to get Mully here. Because we got to talk about what we all transpired in the Derby pool, where he was in, out, in, and back out.
Oh, what I like to call a disaster?
What you call the great disaster of 2022. Also, next week, Preakness pool, PGA Championship pool. Is Mully going to be a part of it? I don't know. We got a lot to talk about with Mike Mullis on that front.
I really don't know if I should trust him. Because the last time he said he was going to join a pool, he was in, out. In
and out. That's right. You might as well call him a fast food burger because he was in and out so many times.
Hey, that's a good one.
That's a good one to end on.
Yep.
Shirley, CJ, Chandler, and all of you great folks, and even some of you out there that aren't so great. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back with you Thursday, 3 o'clock on an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll go inside the Anger Management Rage Room. Our buddy Brandon Manning will be on. Troy D, the birthday boy, will be here as well. And we'll talk to you then. Have a great Wednesday evening. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.